ask that you would please stand, face the flag, and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing and singing of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. The Band of Pride would like to thank the following sponsors for their support this season. Uniquely Yours, Home Helpers, John and Sandy Edgar, Brian and Betsy Weller, Community Investment Management, Jensen Plumbing, Ray Dean Beavers, Healthcare Logistics, Courage to Heal Counseling, Wagner Equipment, Distinctive Home Marketing, The Rustic Harvest, Robert and Susan Love, Donald P. Love, George and Alice Weller, Janice Kurdian, Kevin and Amy Groff, Color Bar Hair Studio, Ted and Ann Bruson, Kingston National Bank, Patriot Award, the Circleville BOPE number 77, Northport Animal Clinic, Dynaho Equipment, and Buckeye Propane. Thank you all for your generosity and support this year. Thank you all for your attention, and go Braves!
of Education, Superintendent, Principal, and Athletic Council of the Logan Elm High School extend to each of you tonight a cordial welcome. We are pleased that you are here today and tonight. The Logan Elm High School and the Circleville High School are members of the Ohio High School Athletic Association and abide by high standards of conduct, competition, and relations with member schools. The athletes in this game are friendly rivals. While play may be fierce, all in attendance tonight are reminded that this is a game between youngsters and that sporting behavior is expected. The officials assigned to this game have been selected and assigned according to the procedures adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association or Mid-State League for the duration of this game. The referee tonight is Gary Bailey. Your umpire is Bill Melvin. Your linesman is Josh Shepard. Your line judge is Jeff Berry. Your back judge is Tom DeHemp. And your center judge is Mike Dillow. The Logan Elm Marching Band of Pride Music Boosters welcome you this evening. Please show the band your support and visit our visitor side concession booth tonight to enjoy fresh tenderloin, fries, or some other fan favorite items that we have available. Our specialty item for tonight is Lindsay's Pumpkin Donuts. Get one before they are sold out. We also have a gift card raffle with an Amazon gift card that is worth $100. Tickets are $1 a piece or 10 for $5. Tickets are available at the entrance, and one of our sellers will also come around to you in the stands. Have an enjoyable evening, and thank you for coming out and showing your support for our Logan Elm Band. Also, the Backyard Brawl tonight. Be sure to purchase your basket raffle tickets before kickoff. Tickets can be purchased from several sellers near the basket displays. Tonight's 50-50 drawing will take place at halftime. Buy a bunch and win a bunch. Catch the ticket sellers roaming the stadium. The Logan Elm Touchdown Club would like to thank our 2021 meal sponsors. These individuals and businesses donated checks to pay for feeding this great group of athletes on a weekly basis. Acme Elevators, Richard and Sandra Elsey, Hummel and Plum Life Insurance, Byers Dental, Great American Jewelry, Life Mercantile, Healthcare Logistics, Jerry and Sue Life, Pickaway Country Club, Carroll and Stevenson, Great American Jewelry. Knoll Properties and S&F Enterprises as well. Stick around between the first and the second quarter of tonight's ball game. And Christmas will be here soon. If you catch a red Great American Jewelry football, take it to the store at 161 West Main Street in Circleville and receive 20% off a purchase of $1,000 or less. Store hours on Monday through Friday are 10 to 5:30 and Saturday 10 to 2. coming onto the field on the left side, you've got your Logan Elm Braves. Against the Circleville Tigers. Starting lineup for the Circleville Tigers. Quarterback Scott Moak, second center, running back Angelo Salas, tight end Colton.
Welcome into Logan Elm High School as we get set for week 5 of high school football here in the state of Ohio, and welcome into Southern Ohio Sports Authority's coverage of some Pickaway County football for the first time in a while as the Circleville Tigers take on the Logan Elm Braves at Logan Elm. It's the backyard brawl in the Mid-State League's Buckeye Division. Both teams coming in at 2-2. Both teams 0-1 after losses against MSL Buckeye opponents a week ago. Both teams started the season 2-0. For Circleville, it was their first 2-0 start since 2017. Probably would have been a good chance for a 3-0 start had Westfall been able to play in week 3. Instead, they ended up taking on a powerhouse in Heath. Got walloped in that game. Both teams coming off of back-to-back tough losses and trying to get back on track in this one. Jacob Wise along with Evan Blake. And in this game, after the way the last 2 weeks have gone for these two teams, it's kind of back to basics, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, you said it earlier, the backyard brawl, this is a game where sometimes records are thrown out. You're not really focusing on weeks ahead or the playoffs or anything like that. You're playing your crosstown rival, and these kids are definitely fired up. Just walking in here tonight, we saw there's a lot of excitement. So I'm hoping that's a good one. So we're excited too.
Circleville won the toss, and in my opinion, they made the only decision that you can make when you win the toss, and they deferred. So they will kick it away to Logan Elm here to start things, and Circleville will take the football presumably to start the second half. And so Logan Elm will get the football first on its home field here, trying to get back into the win column. Logan Elm started the season 2-0 as well. They beat St. Trace 28-27 in a 2-overtime thriller back in week 1, and then beat Westfall 51-0. Since then, they've been outscored 81-14. And don't let that score from last week fool you. They were in that game with Hamilton down 20-14 with 8 minutes left before Hamilton racked off 3 long touchdown runs of 66, 76, and 91 to pull away and score the final 21 points in that game. So for Logan Elm, a lot of the emphasis in this one is to cut down on the big plays that they gave up a week ago. It'll be interesting also to watch up in the trenches. Kind of cliche, but that's where a lot of games are won and lost. Logan Elm a lot smaller than the guys they'll see across the line of scrimmage from them from the Circleville Tigers. We got a Taze Valley guy, a Logan Elm guy, and we've got Circleville and Logan Elm on the field here to do this game as we get ready to get things started. Beautiful night for football. And ready for the kick here. Nick Burns puts it in the air, and that'll be fielded inside the 10. Bobbled it there, and still some room to run, though. Picking it up is Garrett Summers, finds the sideline, and he turns it into a pretty nice return out over the 30-yard line. And so what looked like it might be disaster turns into a pretty positive start here in decent field position for the Braves.
Garrett did a nice job there corralling the football, making sure that he had it controlled, and did a good job of finding a hole there and getting a decent gain there for just a little over 20 yards on the return, it looks like.
So the starters in this one, at least what we were told earlier in the week, along the offensive line for Logan Elm, the tackles are Ryan Miller and John Boltonhouse. Zach Parks and Colton Eplin are the guards, and the center is R.J. Weber, although Gavin Griffey will also get some time there as well. Garrett Summers is your quarterback, along with Blayton Reed, the running back. Receivers Carson Summers, Tanner Holbert, and Ethan Smith. Keegan Deal is the tight end for the Braves in the red jerseys. And out of the pistol formation to start, Summers wants to go deep with it, has a man with a few steps, and he just overthrows Ethan Smith. If he connects there, that's a touchdown.
Oh, they had him too. Great job by the quarterback with a little head fake. Receiver sold it well. Corner bites. Those are the ones you want to hook up on.
For Circleville defensively, Colton Kenny, Trent Fulgham, Mark Brunner, Michael Clark, and Nick Burns along the defensive line. Colin Michael and Angelo Travis, the linebackers. Keith Kelly and Scott Motes, the defensive backs, along with Parker Kidwell and Wyatt Thatcher. 2nd down and 10. The handoff goes to Reed. Nice cutback, and he's finally kind of cut in half there just at the 40-yard line, so he'll pick up 8 yards to bring up 3rd down and short.
Real nice vision there by Blayton. He kind of stopped his feet, found the hole, read his lineman, blocking that zone to the left there, and made a nice cut.
Nice positive gain on 2nd down. Summers under center here, just pushes it forward, and he didn't get much. Nice job by that bigger defensive line for Circleville to not give up much ground. And it looks like they're going to say 4th down here. And we make it a measurement.
Yeah, it looks like they're, well, maybe not. They're going to move them.
I'm going to go ahead and move them. I always like it when one of the officials says, you know what, it's the first drive of the game. It's close enough. Let's go ahead and move this thing. So a fresh set of downs here for the Braves on the first drive of the game. Back in that pistol formation, 4 wide receivers out there. And Summers will run the option. Makes the pitch off the defensive end. And a lot of running room there out over the 45-yard line inside the 45 of Circleville. And the option run well there by the quarterback, Garrett Summers.
Absolutely. Great job feathering off on that pitch man there. Or I'm sorry, the read guy. He did a great job attacking him. Waiting to that last minute. Got the pitch off. Great blocking outside. I'm not sure who that was outside those 2 receivers, but great job.
Always important for those receivers to block downfield. You never know. Summers to run again. Has the running back Reed as his lead blocker. He'll pick up about 4 yards here, and 5 or 6 different Circleville Tigers in there on the stop, including linebacker Colin Michael, who came in with about 16 tackles on the season.
Yeah, a little bit better job there by Circleville. And knowing their coaches, that defensive staff over there, very, very good at coaching gap sound football. So did a nice job there controlling their gaps.
Called a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6 here. And Summers will roll out again. The pitch this time is back and a lot of room to make up, and not really an opportunity there for Blayton Reed to make anything happen. He's swallowed up quickly. Colton Kenny in there as well as Colin Michael and a few others for Circleville, and a big loss back nearly to the original line of scrimmage.
Looks like Circleville made a little bit of an adjustment that time from the first option we saw. Defensive end did a lot better job of widening that out, making the quarterback hang on to that football a little bit longer than he wanted to.
Fool me once, right?
That's right.
Inside 9.5 minutes left here in the opening quarter. Opening drive of the game. Summers going deep again along the sideline. Did he get a foot in bounds? He did. Carson Summers hauls in the long pass. And Logan Elm looking to strike first here on the first drive of the game.
A little post wheel route there, Jake, on the outside, and you got to give the line credit. Really good job of picking up front there. Good delivery, good catch.
Garrett Summers, the senior, throwing to Carson Summers, the sophomore. And now here's Reed up the middle. Another nice gain there inside the 10-yard line. 2nd down and a short 1.
Yeah, and Blayton, he just does a great job of using his peripheral vision there. You know, Circleville seemed to be moving outside as they read those zone blocks. And, again, he puts his foot in the ground and gets north and south on a good gain there on first.
Seems like Logan Elm may be trying to stretch sideline to sideline here and get away from those bigger bodies in the interior and then pick their spots on those inside runs.
Definitely.
Michael Bach in at running back now to the left of the quarterback, Garrett Summers. Summers will run, will use him as a blocking back, and inside the 5-yard line, it'll be 1st and goal for Logan Elm.
And for the most part, Logan Elm has won the line of scrimmage, and it looks like they're going to go fast here, Jake.
Down at the 3-yard line, they call it. Summers will run it again, has to bounce it outside, falls forward, but he didn't quite get to the end zone. I'll mark him right around the 1-yard line. Trying to go with that up-tempo offense there and get things moving before Circleville got ready. And now they'll take their time, make sure they have the right play call here. 2nd down and goal from the 1. Summers will run it again, puts his head down into the end zone. Touchdown. Summers in a 1-yard run on the opening drive of the game puts Logan Elm on the scoreboard first.
I like the play call there by Coach Holbert. It didn't look like Circleville was really adjusting to the goal line situation. They were staying in their base defense for the most part that whole entire series, especially inside the 10. So Logan Elm stuck with it and put it in between the tackles.
Jade Braun out to kick the extra point, and he shoots that one through. And it's a 7-0 lead after the first drive of the football game for Logan Elm. And, well, when you don't win the toss and you're forced to take the football first, that's exactly what you want to do, take it right down the field and put it in the end zone.
Definitely. I mean, looking back at the drive there, no negative plays, no sacks on the quarterback, no negative runs, a couple first downs. You were able to hit them in different ways with the option, with the nice pass on the post wheel, and they took advantage of, having the opportunity that first drive. And if you're Logan Elm, you're pretty happy with that. You got to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Logan Elm, we look on paper, and the offensive line for the Braves, not very big. Only 3 of those guys at 200 or better. 2 of those are 210. One of them's 200 pounds across that offensive line, but they did a great job going up against the beefier Circleville defensive line. A couple 230 plus, a 300-pounder in there as well. And the Braves very strong in that opening drive.
Definitely, and that's a way to kind of defeat the opponent in a different way. You don't want to run it right at them. Use that outside zone blocking scheme and let your running back, make the cut off those linemen and play in space. So worked out good.
Yeah, it seems like they have a lot of options now with everything working on that first drive. Maybe some same action and running some counters off of it. Short kick here, and it is dropped. And it'll just drop on the football is Parker Kidwell, the backup quarterback for Circleville. So the Tigers will get it just out over their own 20-yard line for their first drive of the game. Always hear the coaches in the locker rooms before the games and throughout the week preaching to come out and punch the other team in the mouth first. And if you're the one that gets punched in the mouth, you need to swing right back. And so we'll see what the Tigers have up their sleeve here. Not a team that wants to throw the ball a whole lot. Scott Moats is under center. We'll give you their starters here in just a second. Put the man in motion there to try to get the numbers. They get a flag as the ball is snapped. Looked like the ball came loose as well. The orange beanbag comes out right at the 20-yard line.
Coach Evans was sprinting to the linesman on that side trying to get a timeout, and I think he's giving him an earful.
They just gave Logan Elm the football.
Wow.
So the timeout they didn't get. There was a flag at the snap. I wonder if there was still a man in motion.
Yeah, they had a guy run on late there, Jake, and I'm not sure.
So it was an illegal shift, but Logan Elm certainly will decline that, and they get the first turnover of the football game. Now, Steve Evans, the head coach of Circleville, was talking this week about how they've been able to try to cut down on their turnovers. Only had one last week, but one on their first play from scrimmage that had 4 or 5 things going wrong with it, to be completely honest. And Logan Elm set up in prime location here on the Circleville 20.
Hey, and be ready for something crazy here. Why not, right? Go for the big punch.
Well, they've been able to get their receivers open. Carson Summers and Ethan Smith both on the right side. There'll be 2 receivers to the left here. And it looks like they're loaded up on the left side here. Will bootleg to the near side. Summers to the end zone. Just overthrows Ethan Smith, who had just a step on Parker Kidwell in the back of the end zone.
Still good recovery there, though, by the Tigers secondary. They read play action. Nice recovery there by Kidwell and the corner to this near side. Did a nice job recovering there.
2nd down and 10 here. We'll see if they go back to the ground game that served them well in that first drive. Ethan Smith will change sides of the formation and go to the left side as kind of a wing back there. Snap bobbled, and Summers will get swallowed up. Colton Kenny, the first one to get to him for the Tigers. Problems with the shotgun snap there, and Summers did a good job just to get on top of that ball.
Definitely. If that happens, you're taught as a quarterback, don't try and be a hero there. Get the football under control. If you got to go down, go down. But, hey, that's just what Circleville needed. They needed a negative play.
3rd and 15 here. Summers will throw. Has plenty of time. Over the middle, and it's intercepted by Kidwell in the end zone for the Tigers. Parker Kidwell brings it back out to the 15-yard line. And so Circleville turns it over, takes it right back.
So that time, Jake, we get a double post with a wheel by the number 3 receiver, and Parker was sitting right on that. He was in center field, back deep, reading the quarterback's eyes, made a great break on it. Great play.
Well, the defense bails out the offense here for Circleville, and they really don't lose much ground in the field position game. Still 7-0 Logan Elm after that beautiful first drive to open up the game. Circleville had an issue with their first play from scrimmage, fumbled it, but the interception in the end zone hands it right back. Moats in the shotgun here. They send Thatcher in motion. They'll toss to Angelo Travis, who runs over a couple of men in the backfield, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. A heck of a job just to get back to the line of scrimmage there.
Travis is a big boy, and I'm sure, Coach Evans probably coaches him up to make sure, hey, when you're carrying the football, buddy, you better be falling forward even after getting hit pretty quick in the backfield. Looked like number 11 for Logan Elm. Summers was there pretty quick on him.
Now the quarterback coming up to try to make a hit. Angelo Travis, 5'11", 214 junior. 4 rushing touchdowns so far this season. Straight ahead here, won't get much. The beanbags come out again. Or if that ball popped loose for a moment.
I can't tell if that was a flag or the beanbag.
I know, it's thrown me off all year, to be honest with you. I'm used to the blue beanbag.
Same here. Yeah, that threw me off. So I guess they're like, is that like a neon orange?
Yeah, fluorescent orange.
Wow.
And in the corner of your eye, you see something bright fly in, you think it's a flag. I'm finally starting to come around to it. Whole bunch of wide receivers here for Circleville on 3rd and 9. Moats will look to throw. Heaves it downfield. Had a man and a great break to come in and knock that one loose by Tanner Holbert. It looked like Wyatt Thatcher was wide open for a big gain, and Holbert comes in and gets the hand in there to knock it away.
Yeah, it was a great job by Circleville's offensive line, sealing the edge. That's the main point of the blocking scheme when we're rolling out, is to make sure we seal the edge, and Moats was able to deliver the football. Great job there by 88. That was Colton Kenny on the edge, sealing his guy. Then obviously a great break on the ball by Tanner Holbert.
Keith Kelly back to punt for Circleville. High snap, great one-hand grab. Thanks for those gloves. Gets a nice spiral kick away, and it's fair caught at the 49-yard line. And so Logan Elm's defense holds, and they'll have pretty good field position here starting near midfield with 5.5 left here in the opening quarter.
Really athletic play there by the punter. That could have been really bad. Nice one-handed catch by Kelly there and got off a pretty good punt.
So a couple of turnovers back and forth, and now a punt. And Logan Elm back out on the field here to look to add to this 7-0 lead here early on. Garrett Summers and company back out there. Ethan Smith lining up at wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. Handoff goes to Reed. Nice cutback through the middle and gets inside the 45-yard line. Bring up 2nd down and a couple.
Again, just that outside zone technique there for Coach Holbert, and Blayton, he just does a great job, and I think the line is just doing a good job of getting hands-on and getting in front of people. And they're coached to, hey, let that back cut off you guys. Take your man where he wants to go and let that back cut.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty solid scheme to have when you have that a little bit undersized. Rolling near side here is Summers. He tries to cut in as a flag flies in late behind the play in the area of holding. Right now, the yardage is enough for a first down on the run by Garrett Summers. But it appears that that one will be coming back.
On the offense, number 57. 10-yard penalty from the spot. Replay second down.
So it'll bring up a second down and 13.
And that's the tough thing about that outside zone scheme, Jake. Sometimes is those defenders start to break away from you, and you keep a hold of the jersey there for just a little bit too long. It looked like Ryan Miller was guilty of that one.
Going to call it second down at 14. The spot was a yard behind the line of scrimmage where that hold occurred. We'll see what they can dial up here. They'll fake the handoff. Summers takes it himself, has some room, breaks the tackle, and he's going to pick up the first down. He needed the 41-yard line. He got the 40 and moved the chains on 2nd and 14.
It's a nice job by Mr. Summers there, getting inside the kick out. And coaches are always harping on their players to make sure, hey, we got a power or a counter play, get inside the kick out, get north and south.
Quick play here. Summers straight ahead again. Won't get much this time as Circleville kind of swallows him up there right about the line of scrimmage.
And I think they went right back to the same play there. Said, hey, just got about 13 on the last one. Let's try again, see if we can get a few.
But the Tigers will take their first time out of the game. I remind you that you can get full coverage of many area games on our website over at SosaOhio.com. We'll have most of that stuff up in the morning, so you break out your coffee and instead of a newspaper, head over to SosaOhio.com and you can get your full recaps, including player and coaches' comments from games from throughout the area tonight. Also, several photo galleries from the area. I know our friend Corey Hall is over at the Chillicothe game tonight. Derek Webb's probably out somewhere for sure. Brock Netter out somewhere as well. We've got, I think, 7 or 8 guys out doing covering games on a nightly basis pretty much at this point for Southern Ohio Sports Authority. I got the easy job. I just have to work one night a week.
Luckily, the weather's pretty good. Starting to cool down a little bit, so.
Next week's going to be fantastic.
Yeah,
Once we get through Tuesday, we're looking at low 70s and upper 60s, and I cannot wait.
Feeling like fall, no doubt.
Out of the timeout here, second down 10. Maybe a long 9, if you will. Summers out of the gun. Trying to go deep into double coverage. It's snuck by the defender and in and out of the hands of Jade Braun. Whew. Braun, the 5'8" tight end, was double covered, and somehow Summers snuck that ball through both defenders. And I don't think Braun expected it to get to him, and that's why it banged off his hands for an incompletion.
Nah, Kidwell was on the bottom side there, and I think it went right through his hands. The corner was Omari Graham, and it was pretty good coverage for the most part. He might have been a step behind, but
I fully expected that ball to be picked.
I did
it was
too.
coming down.
Agreed.
Summers will throw again here, and he was trying to time it up with Ethan Smith on the curl route there, and the ball got there a little bit too early and a little bit off the target, and it'll bring up 4th down and 9.
Yeah, I think Circleville got some pressure there. Interior kind of gotten in his face a little bit there to make that throw come out a little quicker than what he wanted it to be.
Summers, the senior quarterback for Logan Elm, came in with 412 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 3 picks. Also rushed for 84 yards and 3 touchdowns. We've seen quite a bit of both from him already as they bring out the punt team here. And Braun sends that one to the far corner, gets a great bounce, and it stops dead inside the 5-yard line. That's a heck of a punt from Jade Braun. Well, back up Circleville deep with 4:02 left here in the first quarter. Logan Elm still leading 7-0.
That was really cool to see him. It looked like he was actually trying to directionally kick that and hit it right off the side of his foot. Had a good spin on it, and his coverage team was able to get down there and get that thing before it went in the end zone. So definitely a win there for Logan Elm.
So Circleville has some work to do with 4:02 left here in the quarter. But fortunate, it's just a 7-0 football game. Big turnover on an interception in the end zone after Circleville had turned the ball over on their first drive, able to live to play another down. We'll hand it off straight ahead. And Angelo Travis doing everything he can just to get past the 5-yard line. And they might get a yard there.
Yeah, it looks like the quarterback might have changed the play there late and moved his lead fullback to the left side there to run that ISO play. Got him a couple yards.
3.5 minutes left here in the opening quarter. Once we get to the end of this first quarter, we're going to chat with Scott Richards from Bo Lacey Construction, one of our fine sponsors here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority. We'll fake the handoff here and throw it out to the near side, and goes right through the hands of Wyatt Thatcher, who is, by the way, the only receiver on this Circleville roster with a receiving touchdown so far this season. And that'll bring up third down. Not where you want to be, throwing it on 3rd and long at your own 5-yard line.
Definitely not. So you want to probably do something more safe than risky here. And if you have to punt the football out of here, you know, you always want to end the drive on a kick. So,
remember last time Circleville had to punt deep in their own territory and almost had the snap go over the kicker's head. Moats trying to throw deep, one-on-one coverage, and that one knocked away there by Carson Summers. Pretty good coverage there on the far sideline to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, just kind of a fade ball to the right side of the single receiver, and I think that was Kelly out there. And just a nice play by the DB. It looked like he went right to his hip and played the football well. So good stop there.
So back out for Circleville, Keith Kelly, the punter, who was trying to run that pass down. Still watch the end line there. Gets a great punt away. Nice spiral kick will back up the returner and takes a Circleville roll all the way back to the 35-yard line. And a great tackle there. Coming down the field for Circleville is Noah Jones. And that's a heck of a job in the open field because the ball was kicked so far. He was the only guy really there in coverage.
Jake, that is a bomb punt. A bomb punt. That thing was spinning like a top, and huge for Circleville to flip the field position there. And great coverage, too. You know, the first guy down made the play. And if you're a special teams coordinator, you're very, very pleased to see that.
About a 60-yard punt there. One of the worst starting field position for Logan Elm so far in this football game. They lead at 7-0. Handoff straight ahead here. And a little bit of a cutback for Blayton Reed, and before he's taken down at the 40-yard line. Pick up about 4 yards there, 2nd down and 6.
Like Blayton's limping off there a little bit. I'm not sure if he's in a lot of pain or not, but he was asking for a sub there.
He had a little bit of pain last week in that game against Hamilton Township, trying to walk it off on the sideline. That puts Michael Bach, the freshman, into the left of the quarterback, Garrett Summers. He'll work as a blocking back as Summers trying to get away, but he will not get away from Michael Clark. Wyatt Thatcher coming up as well for the Tigers to make the big stop for a huge loss.
Clark did a great job there getting his hands on the guy over top of him as soon as he came off the ball, controlling his gap, finding football, and made the play for that loss. That's a huge play for Circleville.
So 2nd down and medium to 3rd down and 13. Logan Elm will get a free 5 yards here. We're just talking about big number 66, Michael Clark. Looked like he was the one that maybe jumped across the neutral zone there, although the officials will get together and see if maybe he was coerced.
And that, you know, tempo has a big play in that. You know, you start going fast and, you know, players kind of get in that mindset of when the football is usually snapped. You know, you can stop there, and a little check with me by Coach Holbert, and they got that free 5 yards.
Michael Clark, the senior defensive tackle, had a couple of big plays already in this game for the Tigers. Minute 43 left here in the opening quarter. Logan Elm scored on the opening drive, and it's been a lot of back and forth. A couple of turnovers each way, some punts, and now Logan Elm will take its first time out. And I think Logan Elm's moving the ball the way they would like to. They just haven't been able to finish off a couple of their drives. They've kind of got into scoring range and then stalled out. But other than that, the scheme seems to be working out the way they would like here in the first quarter.
Definitely. I mean, and we talked about this before the game, you know, the size difference. And, you know, Logan Elm using, I guess, their lack of size to kind of help them against a bigger Circleville defensive front. And it certainly was evident there on that first drive. And, yeah, it's kind of stalled a little bit here. Maybe Circleville's been able to make some adjustments. But, yeah, they've got to be very happy to run the football the way they have.
So out of the timeout, we'll see what they've drawn up here on 3rd down and 8. And Circleville trying to take advantage of that booming punt. They'd flip the field position here. If they can get a 3 and out, that would be huge. The Tigers have not had good starting field position. Summers over the middle, and a diving effort there by Ethan Smith, but he can't haul it in. Would have been more than enough for the first down, but 4th down, and the punt team will run on for Logan Elm.
It was a great pickup on the blitz by Blayton Reed. That was Streitenberger on the top that came late off the back edge. Great pickup line. Did a great job. That was an all-verts scheme. Okay, so 4 guys running straight down the field. Great timing by Summers trying to hit his receiver. He threw it on time at about 17, 18 yards. That's where you want to put it, and just a little bit short.
Yeah, found a nice window there right in the seam. And now Logan Elm will look for a big punt from Braun, but a flag flies. Are there
not sure
maybe
what this
too
is.
many on the field here?
It looks like they're counting.
We got a legal substitution on the offense, 12 men, 5-yard penalty.
12 men on the field for the Braves. Legal substitution will back them up 5 and make the situation a little more tough.
They must have had a guy run off late because
I know, I just counted and I saw 11 as well. Not a great job. You get to count guys every single play. Gets the punt away here, a little end over end. And will try to return it. Thatcher will get a couple of yards, but didn't need much out over the 40-yard line, and Circleville has one of its best spots to start a drive so far in this game.
Definitely, and Thatcher did a great job of doing the first thing he needs to do on a punt, and that's catch the football. All right, be sure if you got to fair catch it. If not, get that thing under your control. Get what you can by going north and south. And although a short gain, like you said, they've got their best field position of the night.
Well, the Tigers finally, after about 4 drives, out of the shadow of their own goalpost, has some room to breathe. As Michael goes in motion, they hand it off to Angelo Travis. 2 hands on the football, lose a yard. A couple of Braves knifing into the backfield there to make the quick stop.
Yeah, and it's never good when you have to turn and your running back has to stop himself in the middle of his track to get to the hole. So Angelo did a good job, though, like you said, getting 2 hands on it, get what you can. Although it's a loss, they didn't turn it over there.
I think they credited that tackle to R.J. Weber, the junior, who came in with 17 tackles and an interception on the season for the Braves. Not listed as one of the starters, but plays a ton. 2nd down and 11 here. They'll fake the toss. Moats had to avoid one, but he can't avoid the second one as Gavin Griffey got enough of Moats to slow him down and allow his teammates to come in and make the stop.
Yeah, and Logan Elm blitzed right into that. So Summers came off C-gap up top there, and he was right in the face. If he's not there, I think they do a good job of sealing that edge there, and I think the quarterback's able to get out of the pocket. And that's one thing, talking to some coaches pre-game, they didn't want Scotty Moats to get outside the pocket and be able to make something happen. So it's a nice job by Summers of keeping him inside, and then he got some guys in pursuit there to rally and help him make the play.
3rd down at about 13 and a half here for Circleville, who hasn't been able to find much offensively as the first quarter comes to an end. Logan Elm 7, Circleville nothing. It was a 1-yard touchdown run on the opening drive of the game for Garrett Summers. Braun made the extra point, and the Braves take a 7-0 first quarter advantage. This is Southern Ohio Sports Authority's coverage of high school football. Start of the second quarter here. Logan Elm leads 7-0 over Circleville. The Tigers have a long situation here. 3rd down and 13 and change. Moats rolling, has time, throws to the sideline, and it's caught there by Keith Kelly. They'll pick up the first down on 3rd down and 13. They get 15 on the play. Good first play to start the second quarter for Circleville as we bring in Scott Richards from Bo Lacey Construction here on the stream here tonight. And Scott, thanks for joining us. Great, beautiful night for football, isn't it?
It absolutely is. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for being one of our great sponsors here. Without people like you, we wouldn't be able to do this and all the other things we've been able to do to cover high school football. Low snap here, and Angelo Travis very heads up, pick up that football and pick up a couple of yards. Bo Lacey Construction, what do you guys have in the works right now?
It's a little bit of everything right now, mostly still roofing, siding, windows, gutters. That's basically what we specialize in. Do some decks a little bit, but sparingly with lumber prices what they were. A lot of people were scared off on that, but it's been a really great year.
I just built a house, unfortunately. I know exactly what those lumber prices are. So that's a lot of fun. But just tell people a little bit about what you can do for them, and maybe small projects, big projects. You guys do a little bit of everything, don't you?
A little bit of everything, yeah. Like I said, mostly exterior at this point, roofing, siding, windows, and gutters. We can handle roof repairs, but we're a lot of, getting the roof done right and making this the last roof or siding job you have to buy for a long time.
I think that's something that a lot of people don't really realize is sometimes those roofing jobs, they tell you maybe 30 years and it might be dead in 10.
Right.
Cheap materials and all that stuff, but that's not how you guys roll.
Correct, yeah, and there's a lot of variables that go into that. Shingles you can get 30-year, 50-year, but a lot of things go into play with that, be it ventilation or underlayments, nailing patterns, things like that. I mean, we like to tell the customers there's a difference between someone replacing your shingles and putting a roof on your house, and we try to be the latter.
Oh, scary play here for Circleville. Ball pops loose. The beanbags fly in from every direction. Logan Elm says they have the football, and they do. That play was doomed from the start. Red jerseys in the backfield. They try to pitch it anyway, and it's a blind pitch for the quarterback, Moats, as he's spinning around. And nobody fooled as Logan Elm picks up their second turnover of this football game, leading 7-0. So if somebody wants to get a hold of you guys for a project, how would they go about doing that?
You can give us a call. Our office number is 800-266-9916. You can reach us on our Facebook page, Bo Lacey Circleville, and we have a website, bolaceycircleville.com.
How big of a area you guys work in?
We typically work about an hour radius in all directions at this point. So, Waverly to Columbus suburbs to Courthouse out to Lancaster.
Logan Elm calls its second timeout. I see the trucks going up and down 23 all the time now.
Yep.
Seems like you guys are very busy.
Oh yeah, it's been a great year. Last month was our busiest month to date as far as bringing in new jobs, and we're right on track for where we wanted to be for our first year down here, and we have a lot of great customers and great people to thank for that.
Seems like lockdown wasn't great for a lot of businesses, but anything with home improvements, it seems like
correct.
People got stuck sitting at home looking at their houses and all the projects they need to do, right?
Correct.
That was probably pretty good for you guys.
Yep, and with people being home, they had a lot more time to kind of think about what they wanted to get done, and we have financing options available, and the banks really opened up a lot of great options for people, and it just gave everybody an opportunity to kind of get some dream projects done, and let us get to work on that.
How many people do you guys have working for you now?
So down in our Circleville branch, because we have 2 locations, we have our parent company in Mansfield. And then our second location here, we have about 5 people in there right now, not including, our roofing crews and siding crews and window installers.
Summers, pressure in the backfield. Good job to just cut it forward and get past the original line of scrimmage. Looked like it was going to be a loss of a couple, ends up picking up a couple. Bring up second down here for the Braves. Who are you rooting for in this one? Are you allowed to?
Well, I'm going to say my daughter goes to Tays Valley, so I'm a Viking at heart.
I'm a Tays Valley grad.
There you go.
Second down and 8 here for the Braves. Summers hands it off straight ahead. Reed, who seems to be okay after limping on the sidelines last drive, picks up about 5. Before we let you get out of here and enjoy the rest of this game tonight, the rest of this beautiful evening, again, hit us with how people can get a hold of you and again, all the different projects that you guys can do for people.
Yeah, so right now, again, roofing, siding, windows, gutters, still a lot of good weather ahead for us, so we can get these projects done. Phone number is 800-266-9916. Again, our Facebook page, Bo Lacey Circleville, and then our website is bolaceycircleville.com.
All right, fantastic. Scott Richards with us from Bo Lacey Construction. Thanks for coming to hang out with us.
Absolutely.
Next time I have a project, we'll give you a call.
Absolutely. Appreciate you having me out.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Always good to chat with the folks who let us have some fun on Friday nights and other nights throughout the week, whether it's football or volleyball or soccer or what other sports you have. You can always check us out at sosaohio.com. And also, I believe, link to Bo Lacey's information from there as well. 4th down and 3. Summers to throw, has a man wide open, and it almost surprised the receiver, but able to make the grab there and pick up the first down is Keegan Deal, the tight end.
Nice route there by Keegan. Just a freshman, but really stretching the defense, making that cornerback turn around and stops his route. Good timing. Looks like Logan Elm trying to go quick here again.
Nice 4th down pickup. Now they fake the handoff. Summers will take it himself straight ahead. Gets to the 30-yard line, so a gain of 5 there on 1st down.
Little counter play there, pulling the backside guard and tackle, and Garrett does a good job, like I said earlier, getting inside those kickouts. All right, Circleville didn't do a bad job, though. All right, they did a great job of squeezing that down, and the player making the tackle did a nice job filling.
Second down and medium here. Reed trying to get to the edge. He'll pick up a few. Bring up 3rd down and short.
Tell you what, these Circleville defensive backs come up and hit you. All right, number 5 and number 11, those 2 safeties.
Yeah, Wyatt
nice
Thatcher
job.
And Parker Kidwell.
Yes. Once they make that read, they're coming up to put a tattoo on someone. So nice job filling there.
Thatcher, a senior, Kidwell, a junior, will stick around for another year after this one. Straight ahead here for Summers. Finds a little running room, picks up the 1st down to the 20-yard line.
Some great blocks there. Great job by the front side of the offensive line for Logan Elm, creating a wall, if you will. And great job by the quarterback reading the lead back's block, and that's what opened up that hole.
Shotgun again here. Summers will run again, has some room. Trying to get away from one. Ball pops loose. And it looked like Summers maybe was able to fall back on top of it, fortunately for the Braves.
And Streitenberger just ran around the block there. Really athletic play by him. I'm pretty impressed with his play so far defensively. Did a great job of just running around the block and replacing himself and he's the one that was able to get his hands on Summers first there for the Tigers.
Ends up a 2nd down and 8. Ball at the Circleville 18-yard line. Both of these teams trying to get their first win in league play, coming in 0-1. Quick throw here to the far side. Nice shake back inside near the 10-yard line, right at the first down marker.
Can't tell who caught that ball, Jake.
I know. I thought my brain saw 81, but Camden Red is injured.
Looks like 88.
Maybe it was Braun, Jude Braun.
Was it Braun? Yeah, I think so. And, man, those are tough plays to rep in practice, the old bubble. And a lot of times your wide receiver coach will tell you, hey, catch that football, make a move, and get outside. And Mr. Braun just made a move and came right back against the grain.
So first down and goal here. And not much there on first down. In fact, I think he lost a yard. Over the PA system, they said a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, and that was number 52 there, Tate DeBoard, just doing a great job of owning his gap. And that play did not look good from the start. It was going to be a play in the backfield for Circleville.
Well, we know Tate can play a little bit of baseball.
No doubt.
Trying to get it done on the football field as well.
It's good to see these guys play two sports.
Yeah, absolutely. Sports. This one nearly intercepted and then nearly caught in the end zone. Trying to find a man in the back of the end zone there. And it falls incomplete, fortunately, for the Braves.
Definitely. When you get down to this end of the field, especially inside the 10-yard line, the field condenses and throws are tighter. They've got to be on time, usually lower. And I don't know, was that Thatcher that made the break on that?
Yes,
I mean,
I think Thatcher got it about 3 yards off the line of scrimmage and tipped that thing up in the air.
Yeah.
Watching that from the sidelines as a coach, your heart just drops.
Oh, no doubt.
Just hoping that your guy gets it or if it falls. Summers firing to the end zone here, has a man open, and he sneaks it in for the touchdown to Tanner Holbert. So it's an 11-yard touchdown pass from Garrett Summers to Tanner Holbert, and Logan Elm extends the lead.
Again, impressed with the protection there. Quick protection. The quarterback's going to get rid of the ball rather quickly, and Logan Elm did a great job of protecting the inside gaps there. You know, in those quick protections, you don't want leakers inside, and they did a great job picking it up, and good job by Tanner, giving himself room. The ball was thrown outside, and he made a play on it.
Jude Braun out for the extra point, and that one blocked. Sneaking through to get a hand on that one, I think, was Colton Kenny for Circleville.
Tell you what,
so
Kenny.
A 13-0 lead for the Braves.
Yeah, definitely. Great job there by Kenny on a hustle play, and that's one that if you ever coach football and you're watching films on Saturday mornings, you watch, the team that just got scored on, and the PAT block team wants to take some breaks, and I'll tell you what, Colton did not take a break there, shot his gap. Did a great job, total effort play there, and hey, you just never know. That could come back in later times in the game and play a role, just that 1 point. So we'll see how that affects this one.
Oh yeah, still a lot of football left in this one. 5:01 still here in the second quarter. It's just a 2-score game, and now you're sitting there, if you're Circleville, hey, we're down 2 touchdowns, but if we score 2 touchdowns and stop them, you're telling yourselves and your teammates, as long as we make our extra points, we're back in the lead. Tiger defense not playing too bad. They've had some big plays here in this game. They just haven't been able to get anything offensively.
Well, this is a prime time to let it happen. Need to get some momentum going into halftime here. They'll get the ball back starting the second half, and that's one of those things you decide to defer. You could have the ball last in the first half and come out in the second with the football with a chance to score. I think that's the way the New England Patriots like to do it, the Belichick way.
I'm going to kick this one short. And bringing this one back for Circleville is Joe Streitenberger. The Tigers will get a good starting position here at the 39-yard line. 4:54 left here in the first half. Circleville started to kind of touch on it offensively the last 2 weeks. Have been very tough for them to get anything going. Just 82 total yards last week in a 46-0 loss to the fourth-ranked team in the state in Bloom Carroll. They're going deep here for Keith Kelly, and it's off his fingertips. A touchdown falling through his fingers there. Kelly got past his defender and just unable to hold on. That's a great throw from Moats.
Heck of a throw, great protection, and a great route by Kelly. Did a great job of selling. It looked like a little slant and go. And, again, these guys are doing a great job of cutting their splits down. They know where they want to be. And, number 2 is coached well for Circleville. He got to the spot he wanted to be in and just couldn't pull it in.
I mentioned the 82 yards last week for Circleville. They only had 63 yards the week before. Quick pass here to the near side to Thatcher. The flag flies in. It looks like there will be a hold there out on the edge. And that's the preliminary call there from the official who threw the flag.
Yeah, that was Aiden Reedy out here. Did a good job of attacking his defender, and unfortunately, I think Logan Elm got called on that earlier where the defender starts to break away from you. Sometimes you gotta let go so you don't get that holding call, and I think that's what Aiden's going to get.
2nd down and 20 is a long way to go, but 2 weeks ago when we were at Unioto, I believe Waverly had a 3rd down and 58 at one point. I'd never seen anything like it before.
Yeah, and I think didn't they gain a good chunk
yeah,
back
I
on
think
that
they got like
down?
40 or 50 yards on that play, but they ended up eventually having to punt.
I think Coach Evans will just be happy to get maybe half back here if you can. If you're calling for the offensive coordinator, get a chunk.
2nd down and 20. Moats trying to find some room, gets a block. Cuts it upfield. He'll pick up a couple of yards. And now they throw the flag late. Are they going to call an illegal crackback here? A blindside block?
That was
that's a late flag. And
yeah, that was.
I'm all for safety, but it feels like a reactionary.
Sure.
Either it was a penalty or not when it happened. You can't just wait and say, oh, he looks like he's injured, I should throw the flag.
Right, and I think
and now they're going to wave it off.
Wave it. Yep. That was actually a receiver. I think that was Thatcher that came back and peeled back and hit Summers there. So I'm not sure if he was supposed to be en route there, but he might have read it.
Yeah, he was.
And saw because Summers was screaming upfield there.
Yeah, chasing the quarterback. And a good job to kind of peel back. And it looked like the head and shoulders both hit right in the middle of the jersey. But the problem is the head's facing somewhere else for the guy chasing, and sometimes it hurts.
Yeah, definitely. And
hopefully he's okay after a little bit of a breather here.
Yeah, the rules changing a little bit. Back in our day, you could pretty much launch yourself and not have to worry about getting called for a penalty. But yeah, I agree. It looked like his head was in front there, and again, your concern is when a defender's not looking, that blind side. The idea of a blindside hit. So
looks like it's Garrett Summers down. So for Logan Elm, a little bit of a double whammy here. Their quarterback sitting on his backside. Hopefully it's a situation where it's just, the air gets knocked out of you. That takes a little bit to kind of bounce back from. But yeah, when we played, you'd run your wide receivers straight into the end of the line of scrimmage and try to crack down on a corner or somebody and throw that bubble screen out there or a quick toss, and you get yelled at in practice if one of the linebackers or the receiver or the corner was out there not yelling crack because somebody was about to get popped in an ear hole. But you can't do that anymore, and probably for good reason.
I was about to say, I talked to Coach Smith earlier. He was up here chit-chatting a little bit, and we did have plays designed where the wide receiver came down, and you're cracking on that outside backer on a quick pitch, or, you can do it on a bubble play. And
we had a few of those back in the day.
I might have been on the wrong end of a couple of those against Tays Valley.
Scott Moats trying to throw deep here, and good coverage this time down the field by Carson Summers.
Yeah, it's a good job staying true. That's a backside route, we like to call it. It looked like the scheme was to hit on this right side, and Scotty went ahead and threw it backside, and it was a great job there by the defender of staying true, staying with his man, and making a play.
It's like Preston Pisantini back to receive for Logan Elm. Kelly back to punt for the Tigers. Gets away, a good one. Not as good as that 60-yarder earlier, and the fair catch made just shy of the 35-yard line, and the Braves will take back over with 4:05 left here in the half.
Tell you what, I got to give a shout out there to 67, the long snapper, Noah Jones. What a snap. That thing got back there, and the execution time of Circleville's punt team was very, very efficient. And I think he was the first one down there. And he is an offensive lineman weighing 220 pounds, moving down there and being the first guy there. So great job by the snapper. That's where those plays always start.
He's much better at it than I was, but I always enjoyed that they weren't allowed to hit you because you had your head down. And so a lot of times as the long snapper, you snap the ball and just hightail it to the receiver.
Sure.
And you might be able to get down there and make the first hit.
There you go.
Summers looks to be okay. Hands it off. No, that's not Summers. That's
no,
Aaron
that is
Walters.
Not Summer. That is Walters.
So Walters, who has thrown 7 passes so far this season, should say 7 passes through the first 3 weeks. We got the stats that didn't include last week's numbers. Short gain there on first down.
Yeah, that's, thinking about from a head coach perspective, your quarterback's playing defense, and Coach Holbert probably, I would think his perspective on taking some risk here probably went down a little bit. They still got plenty of time to go. You got that 4-minute offense, and it was a decent gain. Couple yards on first down. They probably don't want to make it too difficult on your backup quarterback.
Garrett Summers is sitting on the bench on the sideline being attended to. Just answering some questions over there as Reed takes the handoff, finds some room between the tackles, gets to the sideline, he picks up the first down, nearly gets it out to midfield.
That's a huge positive there for Logan Elm when you can turn and hand it to a kid that is going to get you some positive yardage there, and Blayton does a good job again of putting that foot in the ground. And man, I'll tell you what, when he gets north and south, he is falling forward. So
coming into this week, Blayton Reed leading the MSL Buckeye Division in rushing yards with 535 on 70 carries. 3 rushing touchdowns. He has a receiving touchdown as well on 4 catches and 56 yards. He's been over 100 yards in 3 of his 4 games this year. Gets the handoff coming near side, cuts it upfield to pick up about 4 yards. Ball came out late. I didn't see any beanbags come out. They do say Circleville football.
Tell you what, Jake, I don't know if that was Thatcher again or if that was Streitenberger. It was a single-digit number that came in late there and swiped at the football from behind. And
Nick Burns came out of the pile with it for the Tigers. But it could be a costly turnover there with 2:39 left here in the first half.
Definitely. Just great pursuit there. Not giving up on the play. And, defensive coaches are always talking about pursuit. And you could be 20 yards from the football, and if the runner's still up, you can still make a difference in the play. And like I said, I couldn't catch who made the swipe down there, but they dove, and, hey, you created a turnover for your team for a chance to make a play here.
Moats fakes the short throw, wants to go deep, and he fires to Parker Kidwell, who makes the catch over his defender. Going there, I think that was against Braun there on the sideline. A great catch by the backup quarterback, Parker Kidwell.
There you go. It's a little bubble and go. So Coach Evans setting up a counter to those 2 earlier bubbles he threw, and that time just perfectly executed. The second receiver outside came down, made the block, and Kidwell just snuck out behind everybody and did a great job of going to get that football.
So first down here from the Logan Elm 30. Hands off straight ahead. Travis will pick up about a yard. Go back to the point you were making about defensive pursuit. You always hear coaches talking about, and when we're looking at the tape after the game, when we turn off to skip to the next play, we want to see all 11 hats in that frame. And just trying to get everybody moving in the right direction by the time that play ends. Like you said, you never know. Ball might pop loose.
You never know. You never know. Then that last guy there, the pursuit could be the difference maker. He could knock it out. He could be the one diving on the fumble.
pistol here for Circleville. Moats gets a block, kind of sidearm slings it in, and he completes it for the first down inside the 20.
Gosh, what a throw by Scott Moats. My goodness. And, you know, his quarterback coach is saying, hey, when you're rolling out, especially to the wrong side against your arm strength, and he did a little Patrick Mahomes there and slung it back across his body. Great little throw there.
Running to your left, sidearm back to the right. It was Nolan West on the catch. Had one for 13 yards coming in. Picks up a big one there for a first down for Circleville. Minute 9 and counting left here in the half. Busted play here. Moats splits between two defenders, and he'll get back past the original line of scrimmage. And it looks like he's actually going to, where they're marking him,
looked like he gained,
pick up about 4 yards.
Yeah, gained a couple yards there. And that's a scary thing. Talking to a couple of the Logan Elm coaches before we went on air here, you know, that was one of the concerns is if Moats is able to get out of the pocket and something breaks down, he's very, very dangerous with the football in his hand. And there you go, broken play. And he still makes 4 yards out of something where I thought maybe he might get tackled for a loss there.
Yeah, that looked like the toss was going one direction, the fake toss. There was nobody there. And then Moats turned around, and there was nobody on the other side. And he thought, you know what, I'm just going to tuck this and get what I can. It ended up being a 4-yard gain.
Yeah.
Looked like it was going to be a 3-yard loss.
Yep, just that old naked boot play. And I know Coach Evans has had that in his playbook for a while. But that's the risk you take. You know, you fake that pitch there, and you're booting out. They call it naked because you have nobody to protect for you, really. It's just you. And
if it goes bad, it could go really bad. But
for sure.
If you get it set up with what you've run previously, you feel like you can have some success there. It's a play you see all the way through to the NFL. That naked boot.
Definitely.
57 seconds left here in the half. Circleville trying to punch one in. And again, the Tigers will get the football to start the second half. So this is huge here to get any kind of points. And then if they could come out to start the second half and get some points as well, got a close football game.
Definitely.
Moats trying to fire to the end zone. That one behind the intended receiver and nearly picked off right at the 5-yard line. Trying to sink that one into Nolan West.
And that one was thrown a little bit behind Nolan there, so he had to reach around to try and get it. And, you know, Circleville still got a timeout left here, so depending on how Coach Evans wants to handle this, I'm not sure how strong the kicker is for Circleville, but they can still run a play and be in bounds and still use that timeout if they have to.
From what I could find, I didn't really get many kicking numbers. Nick Burns has made a field goal this year. I don't know how far it was.
I think Nick is the kicker because I saw him on the CGTV 5 show last night.
Keith Kelly trying to snag that one that was thrown a little behind him.
And I think Nick is also a soccer guy from what I gathered, so he does have a strong leg.
We haven't really
Are they
gotten to
tossing
see
the tee
him
in here?
kick it yet.
Looks like they are. I think he's holding the tee.
Yep, Nick Burns out. Looks like he'll try about a 31, 32-yarder, depending on where he puts that block down. Because in high school football, you can bring out the flat block. You still have to have a holder.
Yep.
And the holder is Wyatt Thatcher for the Tigers, but Burns will try the 32-yarder, we'll call it. Kick is up, has plenty of leg, but it is wide right.
Oh. I think he had the distance, didn't he?
Yeah.
Had the distance. Good protection up front. Nothing impeded his routine there. Just couldn't knock it through.
Boy, how much of a swing is that for Circleville? You feel like you're going to get some points at the end of the half. You end up with nothing after a solid drive, some big conversions.
Yeah, definitely. And, I mean, that's something that Coach Evans can go into the locker room. As rough as this first half's been for them, moving the football, they had some good things happen to them there in that previous drive. So you don't come away with points, but you don't talk about that. You know, maybe at some point you bring it up, but the good thing there is being able to move the football. And they're going to get it when we come back out here in the second half.
Yeah, Logan Elm content to just sit on it here and run the rest of this clock out. They'll have to knee it down one more time. And they'll take a 13-0 lead into the break. Joe Lombardo for Circleville is hanging out next door to us. We're going to see if we can crash his booth and get some stats from him to bring to you right before we start the second half. Also see what I can do to try to brighten this camera up a little bit. Nice, beautiful LED lights here. But when you only have 4 poles, which is pretty normal.
Yeah, this is a good setup. Well-lit field. Should be a good second half.
13-0 Logan Elm takes the lead into the break. Circleville will get the football to start the second half. And we'll, right before that half starts, try to get you some halftime stats and recap the scoring for you. But for now, we're going to take a few minutes back. We'll leave the sound on so you can watch the halftime shows from the marching bands. And we'll be back here in about 20 minutes for the second half here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority.
Tonight's 50-50 drawing, $217. Please grab your tickets. The number is 6399758. You can collect your money at the side of the press box. This is for the Rustic Harvest basket. Everyone wants to get their tickets ready. The ticket number is 750934 for the Rustic Harvest basket. And you can collect that basket up at the press box as well.
Need to start the clock.
won the 50-50 and they have decided to donate those funds to the Touchdown Club. Now we're going to draw for the Circleville basket. So have your ticket ready. We've got 100390. That's 100390. This is for the self-care basket. Self-care basket. 702353. 702353.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's halftime at Logan Elm with your Logan Elm High School Marching Band of Pride. The Logan Elm High School Marching Band of Pride is under the direction of Becky Wagner and Casey Wagner. Color Guard is under the direction of Mark Frazier and Debbie C. Additional band staff includes Jim Chickerell, brass and visual, Carl Amsfall, percussion, Josh Hayes, woodwinds. Visual design is by Mark Maxwell and musical arrangements are by Luke McMillan. Drum majors for the Band of Pride include Nathan Edge and Allison Weller. For tonight's halftime performance, we are pleased to present our 2021 competition program entitled If I Only. The opening movement tells the story of the Wizard of Oz from the perspective of the Scarecrow. The Scarecrow feels sad, lonely, and insignificant at times. Next, we move to part 2. The Scarecrow is left to wonder what life would be like if I only had a brain. Our closing movement completes our journey as the Scarecrow realizes he's had the knowledge and power all along. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to bring you If I Only. gentlemen, this is your Logan Elm High School Marching Band of Pride. We would like to take this opportunity to thank the Logan Elm Board of Education, Logan Elm Administration, especially the Logan Elm High School administrators, Mr. Smith, Mr. Hugus, and Mr. Karchner, Logan Elm staff, the Logan Elm Music Boosters, and all the parents who have worked so very hard to give us the opportunity to perform this evening. Thank you all so very much. We could not be at our best without all of your help and support. Now on to the second half. Go Braves!
All right, now we're going to do a drawing for S&J Pools, $100 gift certificate. So grab your numbers. It's 702335. 702335. And now we're going to do one for the sweets basket. The sweets basket. 702-280. 702-280. And now for the Tiger Gear basket. Tiger Gear basket. 100304. 100304. And now the 56 mini mart. 56 mini mart. 751089. 751089. Volleyball basket. Volleyball basket. 750-881. 750-881.
And welcome back into Logan Elm High School as the Braves have a 13-0 lead over Circleville in the backyard brawl here between the Tigers and the Logan Elm Braves. Circleville looked like they were going to get a score right there at the end of the half. Their drive stalled, and then the field goal attempt was wide right to keep them off the scoreboard in the first half. Scoring-wise, Garrett Summers on a one-yard touchdown run on the opening drive. And Logan Elm was on the board first. Braun's kick was good, made it 7-0. And then with 5:01 left in the second quarter, it was an 11-yard touchdown pass from Summers to Tanner Holbert. And then Braun's kick that time was blocked, so a 13-0 lead. Circleville on their first play from scrimmage fumbled the football, and then Logan Elm going into the end zone had a ball intercepted in the end zone. So there were a couple of turnovers both ways, a couple of fumbles for Circleville as well that Logan Elm was able to recover. But for the most part, the turnovers didn't play a big part in the score. 13-0 lead for Logan Elm. And Evan, I know you were over there talking to Joe about some of the halftime stats.
Yeah, definitely. So unofficial here, Jake. And like you said, the 2 turnovers for each team didn't seem to make a huge difference. As far as yards go, Logan Elm had 131 yards unofficially first half, 77 of those yards in the first quarter. One stat here that stuck out to me, Circleville had 67 yards from scrimmage in the first half, only 1 yard in the first quarter, 1 yard. Let me go back to Logan Elm, 57 rushing yards in the first quarter, 20 passing. Of course, Summers with the 1 yard TD run there in the first quarter. I have Blayton Reed, 13 rushes, 60 yards. Summers is 4 of 10 for 45 yards, a touchdown and an interception. 12 carries, 36 yards rushing. For Circleville, Scotty Moats, 3 of 10, 53 yards. Angelo Travis, 6 carries, 7 yards. And Parker Kidwell with 1 interception on defense, which was the one you were just talking about, Jake, that helped them keep Logan Elm out of the end zone.
Well, you mentioned Circleville with just the 1 yard in the first quarter. They spent most of the first quarter inside their own 10-yard line. So once they were able to get out with some room to breathe, they started to look a lot better offensively. Blayton Reed looks like he's on track to have his third or I guess his fourth 100-plus yard rushing game. He had 100-plus in his first 3 games, 89 last week in the loss. But it's going to be more important to see what he can do in the second half because we don't know if Garrett Summers is going to be able to go. He didn't finish that first half. Looking along the sidelines here, I haven't picked him up yet.
I haven't either. I've been looking and definitely don't see him out on the kickoff coverage team.
That doesn't bode well, so it would be Aaron Walters in a quarterback, and you would think a heavy dose of Blayton Reed with a 13-0 lead for Logan Elm. But first, they will have to stop the Tigers. Again, they won the toss and deferred. And we were kind of going back that last drive for the Tigers. Looked like they were going to get on the board to end the half and then be able to come out here in the second half and maybe make a game out of this. But just set back a little bit, didn't get any points, and they'll try to do so here to start the second half as somebody has to go after that ball unless it crosses the goal line, which it does, and it'll be a touchback. But that's a live ball when it's the kickoff.
Barely made it, and that's you're sitting over there as the head coach or whoever the special teams coordinator is, and you're saying, boy, we do not want to start inside our own 5-yard line for this drive. So, we got to be aware of that.
It's not like a punt. You can't let it roll.
Right.
If somebody comes down and jumps on that ball, it's theirs. But paid off there as it just did sneak in across the goal line. So Circleville will start it at their own 20. Interesting that they make you go farther in high school football than the higher levels.
No kidding.
They try to get rid of the kickoff in the game. Handoff straight ahead here to Travis. Tries to bounce to the outside. Runs over a couple of defenders. I'll pick up a couple of yards there on first down.
Yeah. Angelo didn't like what he saw inside there, decided to bounce it. And again, if you're going to bounce that as a running back, your next thought process is I've got to get forward. And he was able to fall forward there for 3 or 4 yards on first down. So good little gain there for the Tigers.
They officially on the scoreboard called a gain of 4. Thought initially they said 2nd and 7, but it's a 2nd and 6 here. I'll hand it off again. One cut straight up the middle. Another defender run over. Now he's dragging defenders out past the 45-yard line. And by he, I mean Parker Kidwell.
Nice run there by Parker. And he's a little bit thinner than Angelo is. But I'll tell you what, he hit that hole pretty well and did a great job of keeping his pad level low and dragging defenders a little bit.
Perfect example of keep those legs moving until you hear a whistle. And if you're a defender, don't hit them high.
Definitely not.
Take those legs away from him. They'll fake the pitch to him here. Moats has to run, splits a couple defenders, gets hit pretty hard there by Blayton Reed as he was trying to spin around and pick up an extra yard, but he gets back to the line of scrimmage. They initially marked him for a 1-yard gain, and then they put it right back on the 47-yard line.
That naked boot play again. This time they rolled to Scotty's strong arm there, and good job on the edge. That was Gavin Griffey. Did a good job keeping contained there.
2nd down 9. Straight ahead for Kidwell. Has some more running room inside the 45-yard line into Logan Elm territory. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 2.
I'm not sure that was a clean handoff. It looked like Parker juggled that thing a little bit and was able to kind of rekindle it there. And, man, he puts his foot in the ground and has a nice little gain. Looked like about 7 or 8 yards.
Kidwell listed as the backup quarterback, but the Tigers have found a little bit something here using him as the running back.
Sure, he's lined up outside a couple times, actually, for most of the first half.
They've got 3 of them behind the line of scrimmage here along with the quarterback. They'll fake the handoff. Moats himself lunges forward and picks up the first down.
Nice little read play there by Coach Evans, and I think Scotty did a great job of riding that fake through, made the defender commit, and as soon as you pull that football, you're looking to get yardage, and he did just that, and knowing he had to get a yard to get the first down.
Circleville with all those running backs and wing backs, whatever you want to call them, in the backfield there, puts guys in motion. They're just trying to get a numbers advantage. Put more of your guys in the same space as the other team, and usually you'll have some success.
Sure, and that opens up, your play action game and things like that. Logan Elm starting to stack the box.
They will hand it off here. Kidwell, and another big gain on first down. And a late flag after the play.
Yep. They're reeling off 5 yards of play, so, hey, why not? It's like the reaction from Circleville looking like it might go against Logan Elm.
Call a late hit on Ryan Miller. You get some of these Pickaway County rivalry games, a little bit of extra juice. Both teams trying to get back in the win column, get their first MSL win of the year.
No doubt. Crosstown rivalry, there's always going to be a little extra talking.
Kidwell again breaks a tackle, pushing a pile, trying to get some help from his offensive line. Andres Loving, the right guard, was trying to get in there and help push that thing forward.
They might have given him a little extra push there.
Remember when that used to be illegal?
Yeah.
I think Amanda Clear Creek lost the state title game.
They did, aiding the runner.
Which had always been in the rule book, but nobody ever called it.
Oh, and then you had the USC, the Matt Leinart push.
The push.
There you go. So some teams it helped, some it didn't.
Finally, they decided, you know what, you want to push them, go ahead.
Yep, enough's enough. Let them have it.
Kidwell looking for the edge. Late flag behind the play. Will likely bring it back anyway. Got a loss of 2 back to the original line of scrimmage. Good job by Logan Elm to stretch that one out farther and farther toward the sideline.
Yeah, that was a great job by the defensive end on that top side. I don't know if that was 52. Ian Rose, I'm not sure if that was him or not, or whoever the end was on that side, but he did a great job of making that thing widen. The running back couldn't commit to putting his foot in the ground and getting positive yardage, so great job there.
I got left guard Noah Jones, the sophomore, for the hold there. So 2nd down and 20 for the Tigers. Moats, quick pass, knocked down. Keegan Deal coming off the edge there from his linebacker spot. Able to knock that thing down.
Yeah, and now that I'm looking back at that previous play, Jake, I think that might have been Keegan that did a great job of widening that play out. And that time he's using that 6'2", 6'3" frame to knock a pass down. Looked like Circleville was trying to set up like a quick little screen or something there to the left.
Dale's made a few plays in this game. The 6'2" freshman likely have his name called quite a bit over the next few years. Moats again, rolls, has to step up. All kinds of pressure, and he's hammered down. First one to him, I believe, was Ian Rose, but he certainly took a couple of knocks from a few other Braves as well.
Yeah, and just great job again. We've been talking about the contain on the edge to make Moats have to dip back up in there, and sometimes when that happens, defenders in pursuit usually tend to overrun that. Well, they didn't that time. Guys stayed home and did a nice job corralling there to make a play on him.
So 4th down and 22. The offense stays on the field. Figure you're far enough into enemy territory here. We'll fake the handoff, pressure backside, and down goes Moats. It's Keegan Deal blitzing off the edge, and he gets a huge sack on 4th down. And absolutely the worst case scenario there, basically, for Circleville is, if you throw an incomplete pass or get tackled at the line of scrimmage, maybe you gain some of the yards but don't get enough for the 1st down. It's still farther, works out as a short punt maybe. Instead, it works out as really a good return for Logan Elm, as they'll start at their own 43-yard line.
For sure. He didn't have much time at all to make a decision there, Jake. They, again, Keegan off the edge, and he was working against Trent Fulgham there and made a move on him and was able to get to the quarterback rather quickly.
Timed that blitz really well. And now the Braves take over with a 13-zip lead. Handoff to Reed. He'll pick up about 3-4 yards.
And this is where, again, if you're Logan Elm with the backup quarterback in, it's always nice to be able to turn around and hand that thing off and reel off 5 yards of play. So if they can continue to do that.
Garrett Summers has just walked out to the sideline, but it looks like he has his shoulder pads and rib vest unbuckled. The senior who's played well this year for the Braves Aaron Walters, now the freshman, having to step in. And if you're Circleville, you have to know that more than likely they're going to turn around and hand it off to Reed on most plays. They do again here, and this time Circleville there to meet him right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I look for Circleville to probably start loading up a little bit. We talked about those 2 athletic safeties they have in the secondary, and they can recover pretty quickly if the ball's thrown in the air. Plus, you got Scotty. You got 2 nice, quick cornerbacks out here. So I could see them moving maybe a safety into the box and maybe even bringing in an extra lineman. Who knows? Can't tell if they got 4. Yeah, they got four down linemen right now.
So 3rd down and 6. 5.5 left here in this 3rd quarter.
Looks like Coach Holbert's changing the play.
Walters in the gun will throw it. Somebody's helmet flew off. Walters chucks it deep. One-on-one coverage. Going up, trying to make the pick. Was that Moats in coverage on the sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Nice play. Great coverage. It was a good ball by the quarterback. Got it out there. Both players trying to make a play on it, and Moats did a great job of high pointing that football to bring it down, and looked like it got knocked out at the last second.
Somebody's helmet popped off around the line of scrimmage, and then on the back end of that play as well, it is another warm night, so his helmets get a little bit greasy and slide a little bit. But I don't think the player down here for Circleville was one of those who had their helmet pop off.
Yeah, I couldn't tell, but it happened early in the play. That thing came off pretty quick.
It will be 4th down and 6 here, but we'll wait and see. Hopefully nothing major. Usually if there's anything in the realm of the possibility of a head injury, they'll make you keep that helmet on, but we saw them take that off once they got out there.
But yeah, you're right. It's still a little muggy. You could always have a cramp or something of that nature.
So they'll attend to him here and hopefully able to get him off the field safely, and they'll be able to return into this game. Logan Elm in control right now, and fortunately for them, with their starting quarterback out of this game, whole different deal if they're down 13-0 instead of up 13-0. And Aaron Walters, of course, we saw him uncork one there.
Yeah, he's definitely not afraid to throw that thing. It was a nice ball.
High school football is one of those deals where if you can throw the ball effectively, you have a quarterback that can really run that kind of offense, it can be very tough to stop. And, Circleville saw that last week with Bloom Carroll, who in their division is ranked 4th in the state. Very tough opponent there, but, more often than not, you have 1 or 2 reads as a quarterback in high school, and you see a lot of quarterbacks kind of throw a predetermined pass to one spot. You maybe pick out your best wide receiver and say, I'm going to throw it up to him and see if he can make a catch.
Yeah, and even, coaches these days, if you're dealing with a backup quarterback or a young quarterback, if you will, I mean, when I coordinated an offense for a couple years, I would tell the quarterback what side to throw it to in some instances. And I know that's not the way to do it, but in some cases.
Your job, too, as a coach is to put your positions or your players in a position to succeed. And if that helps the team and helps the quarterback, and maybe you grow from that as you move forward, it's okay, well, here's why I told you to throw to one side versus the other.
Yeah, and that can be a schematics thing, something you see tendency-wise as you're scouting the team. But you're right, Jake. You're not going to see many high school quarterbacks go through 3 or 4 progressions and then check it down to a running back. It just doesn't happen that often.
I remember when we were playing, Westfall kind of ran that big spread offense, and we didn't see a lot of that. Bloom Carroll did the same thing, and Coach came in week 1 and said, hey, we're going to run a 3-4 defense this week. And we're like, what?
Tays Valley and a 3-4.
We're used to running.
You got to be kidding me.
Used to running a 4-4, maybe throwing a 5th lineman down if you needed to. And
no doubt.
That was a fun week of practice, that's for sure. But looks like we've got a player now sitting up, so that's a good sign.
Definitely. Still can't tell who that is. Like he had a 60s number.
If it's 52, it's Tate DeBoard, which would be a big loss. He is putting a little weight on that leg, though, so get a little help from his teammates. Hopefully nothing long-term there.
I would say it would have to be Tate because the Tigers don't have a 62 on their roster.
So Tate, the junior, may not be able to come back in this one, but hopefully nothing long term here. So 4th down and 6 for the Braves. Out of the injury stoppage. The longer those things go, the worse you fear it might be, but good to see Tate put a little bit of weight on both legs. Logan Elm will punt. And the punter got run into as he let that one go. As the punt is hauled in there for Circleville by Wyatt Thatcher down at his own 12-yard line, but we'll check the penalty here. And they might be enough to get a first down.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting here to see if...
It was 4th and 6. So
Sounds
they
like
said
a
running into the
in,
kicker,
yep.
yeah, 5
Yep.
yards, so it'll be 4th and 1. But, 4th and 1 in opponent territory, you might take a chance here.
That is definitely something that Coach Holbert's probably thinking about as this is happening. I don't know if he's going to send his punt team back out.
We got running into the kicker, 5-yard penalty, we play 4th down.
Looks like he needs the 47 for a first down. And, I mean, it's going to be 4th and half a yard here.
Oh, yeah.
You got to send your offense back out, right?
Well, I know I would.
You have a 2-score lead. You have Blayton Reed in the backfield.
Yeah, or this could be a situation where you have a play design with your punt team to maybe snap it to the up back,
Sure.
or maybe even try and draw them offside. I'm not sure.
Looks like we're going to get the offense here.
Yep.
Reed hustling out. They're going to go out of the pistol. And now he's going to run up and try to sneak this thing.
Oh.
Initial push for Circleville. Walters kind of shimmied enough to roll off to the side, and he got close to that first down. He didn't need much. The D-line for Circleville initially got a fantastic push.
Yeah, and I don't know if they've seen that play on film before, but there were 2 or 3 Tiger defenders who snuck up to the line late there as soon as Walters went under center, and I think that helped a ton. But, man, I think he spun off and might have got that, Jake, from where I'm seeing.
Where they spotted it is really close. If that marker is at the 42-yard line, the nose of the football might just be there. Always enjoy watching both teams point the other direction. And I guess that's a good enough indication that he did get enough.
That had to have been by the nose, like you said, because that football definitely disappeared from my perspective. And usually that means that you're short, but it had to be really close. So that's huge.
Was that
huge.
A few years ago we saw the NFL guys bring out the index card?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if they do that in high school.
I'd never seen it before. And now free 5 yards here. Big number 77, Andres Loving across the neutral zone there. Big fan of the referees having the mic.
It's nice for the listener, too, or the person watching the game. And, the head official tonight's done a great job of explaining, and that's always an added bonus.
First down at 5. Reed straight ahead, back to the line of scrimmage. Like Noah Jones in there on the tackle. Sophomore for the Tigers. Circleville with quite a few more players on their sideline than the Braves have. Handoff here will... got back past the line of scrimmage. Looked like it was going to be a loss of 3. I think he picked up a couple inside the 40.
And there's Streitenberger again. I'll tell you what, he just does a great job of reading the opposing team's blocking schemes and does a great job of shooting gaps. And although he didn't make the play, he was there behind the line of scrimmage.
Looks like Parker Kidwell is in some pain there between the 30 and the 35. He's had a good game tonight.
Oh, I was just thinking it'd be tough to lose him. I hope this is not a serious thing here. Looks like they're attending to his leg and maybe looking to relieve maybe a cramp or something, I hope.
Yeah, he initially kind of stuck it up in the air, which seems to be the universal symbol for somebody push my leg back. Let's get this cramp out of the way. But then he kind of rolled over and started pounding on the ground. Whatever it is, it hurts. And Parker Kidwell, 6-foot junior, top 15 in the league in tackles. And for the Tigers, has kind of emerged as a second running option here in this game. Backup quarterback has done a nice job carrying the football here in the second half.
Yeah, and he's kind of that guy. I always think about the first guy you pick if you're playing a backyard game. You know, just kind of your jack of all trades. He like you just said, lining up in the backfield, playing receiver. He can step in there and take some snaps. And then, of course, defensively, he's got a huge interception, and you can just tell by watching him. He makes great reads in the pass game and reacts to him. Trusts his eyes, and like I said, be a tough loss for Circleville. I hope this is not anything more than a cramp.
And it looks like they're going to be able to get him up here. We'll have to come out for at least one play if he's okay. A little bit of a limp. It looks like he might be all right.
Get over there and get a shot of water. And
well, in football, they make you come out for a play, but if it's soccer and you roll around for 20 minutes, you're allowed to stay in. You know.
Huh.
Bring out the magic spray.
It's crazy how that happens.
Maybe if they made him come out for, a few minutes.
Or they could. Don't they put injury time at the end of the game for the extra stoppage time? That'd be nice for football.
Omari Graham coming in to take the place of Kidwell for this play at least. Out of the gun. Look who's back in at quarterback for Logan Elm. The pitch almost behind Reed. Great job to reach back and grab it, and they pick up the first down near the 30.
Man, I don't know that I've seen an option play get carried out more than a couple yards downfield. That looked like an old clip of the Nebraska Cornhuskers there. But what a catch by Reed. My gosh, that was pitched behind him, and he reached out with one hand and was able to secure it.
Looking like Scott Frost back in the day when Nebraska actually won football games. 3:52 left here in the third quarter. Been a lot of action really between the 30-yard lines here this quarter, but not much else as Logan Elm tries to pad this 13-0 lead. Both scores coming in the first half. Reed straight ahead, had a nice hole there.
Yep.
Bounced off a defender and fell forward. He doesn't fall backwards very often.
Definitely not, and that's another play there. Talked about the check with me offensive system that Coach Holbert has implemented, and I love that type of scheme where you can get the defense lined up, maybe get an idea of what type of coverage you might see, and then you can make adjustments off of it. And obviously that helped because he had a nice hole there for a 4 or 5 yard gain, first down.
Good to see Summers back in there at quarterback, and we'll back him up 5 yards here as Gavin Griffey jumped a little early there.
Dead ball. False start. Number 55 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Yeah, those are the penalties that, again, you look at after the game and you hope it doesn't come back to bite you. You're moving the football really well. You want to try and keep that from happening.
A nice second down there, and you end up with a second down and 11. Logan Elm will head on the road for the next 2 weeks at Fairfield Union, at Liberty Union. Summers, high throw, and he airmails everybody there. Omari Graham on the coverage as Summers was trying to find Tanner Holbert. And you wonder if that hit he took earlier in the game maybe affected that throw a little bit, because we didn't see much of that in the first half. He was pretty well on target.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a head injury that incurred for him, but it definitely was an errant throw there. A little bit high there for Tanner coming underneath.
Aaron Walters back in at quarterback here. They get the defense lined up, and they'll adjust from there. Play clock down to 2, 1.
I think he's going to get it off.
It's been at 0 for 3 seconds, so the play clock
Good day.
must have been wrong on the field. Deep throw here. Quarterback was crushed in the end zone. Did he catch it? He
came down
did.
with it.
32-yard touchdown strike to Ethan Smith.
I think we're going to get a hold here, though, Jake.
Well, the quarterback, Aaron Walters, was absolutely clobbered as he threw the pass. But I thought the flag came in before that, and it is a hold. So that wipes out a 32-yard touchdown, an incredible catch by Ethan Smith in all kinds of traffic.
Yeah, and credit to Walters there, staying in there and delivering that football in the face, but also great job by Circleville, the push up front to get back and disrupt that.
So instead of a touchdown, you have a 3rd and 21 here.
Looks like
And
Coach
Circleville,
Evans
yep.
wants a timeout.
So Circleville will take its first time out of the half. 2:39 left here in this third quarter. That has taken a while. We've had a couple injury timeouts. And a lot of stoppages as Circleville is trying to put the ball in the air a little bit as well, down 13-0. And Logan Elm has had some stoppages as well.
The momentum has kind of died down a little bit. Felt like we were getting some changes there in the direction of the game, and since then, kind of has slowed down a little bit. So maybe we'll see something crazy happen here soon.
Go back and talk about this remaining schedule for the Braves. So 2 straight games on the road that, on paper look like they could be winnable games. Fairfield Union next week on the road. They're 1-3. Liberty Union's 2-2 coming into this week. Both of them road games, though, not easy places to play. Then back home against Bloom Carroll, then Amanda Clear Creek, and then at Tays Valley to end the season. What a tough 3.
Tough road games. Never easy. You know how it is to go to Fairfield.
Yep.
And Liberty's had an excellent program for a long, long time.
Those 3, so Bloom Carroll, Amanda Clear Creek, Tays Valley, those 3, 11-1 coming into this week combined. Walters throwing deep, looking for Braun, nearly intercepted there by Keith Kelly.
Yeah, number 15 there. That was Colin Michael, I believe, off the edge, kind of on a delayed blitz. Up top there was the one who came in and was able to put another good shot on the quarterback there.
Circleville gets to go, they're home against Amanda Clear Creek next week, and then home against Tays Valley, then at Hamilton, at Fairfield Union, and then home against Liberty Union. So their schedule not much easier the rest of the way. Some really good teams in this league.
Definitely. The MSL, you got to be ready to strap it up every Friday.
Braun's punt will just make it to the end zone. So Circleville will set up shop on their own 20.
That's a big stop for Circleville. They needed that, especially after Logan Elm was able to convert on that 4th and short to keep that drive alive, and they took about, 3.5 more minutes off the clock. So,
and then it looked like they had a 32-yard touchdown pass, but the hold wiped that out. Circleville's been able most of the night to kind of bend but not break.
I don't see Parker Kidwell out there, so he must be either getting treatment or.
They go with the handoff here to Travis, and right away, a couple of red jerseys in the backfield there, loss of 1.
That has to be something. If Logan Elm ends up winning this game, you look at shutting that running back down for Circleville, a stout running back who runs hard, physical. To hold him to what he has so far, I don't have a running tally, but he only had about 7 yards at halftime.
He was averaging about 4 yards a carry through the first 4 weeks. Angelo Travis, 5'11", 214, not an easy guy to bring down, and that's Kidwell, who's hit immediately and taken down for another loss. So 3rd down and 12. And that Logan Elm defensive line getting into the backfield quite a bit here. I think these games, too, as they go on, you're up 13-0. It's been that way for a while. Defensively, you start thinking, oh, it's up to us to keep that 0 on the scoreboard. And the longer you go, maybe that confidence picks up a little bit. Trying to sneak this one in along the sideline, and great coverage by Ethan Smith. Well, they're trying to find Keith Kelly on the sideline, but Smith right in his back pocket, able to reach through and knock that one away.
Yeah, nice job reacting to the route of the receiver there. You know, it was a combo levels route. It looked like a comeback by Kelly on that one. And the defensive back did a great job of making that read and making the play on that football. It's a big stop.
So the Tigers will punt it away here as they give away some stuff. Low snap, good job to pick it up by Keith Kelly. Gets a good punt away. Kind of hits in that turf and stops like a 9-iron approach to the green.
I was going to say that looked like one of my 120-yard approach shots there. Just
pitching wedge,
stopping
right?
by the pin.
Makes a nice little divot.
Just kidding. I don't get those.
Mine usually hit and skip on past. 57 seconds left here in the third. Again, check out our website at sosaohio.com for coverage each and every night of a lot of teams throughout the area. Pickaway County, Ross County, Scioto County, Pike County. Probably missing a couple others. But great coverage there each and every night. Get a lot of the football coverage up on Saturday morning on the website and on our socials as well.
Well, two-back set this time for the Braves.
Still give it to Reed, though. Finds some room, cuts back over the 50. Trying to break one more tackle to the sideline. Gets a block. Spins by, drags a man down to the 25. Big run there from Blayton Reed.
And now that two-back set, again, you got to credit. I was looking at the lead back there, doing a great job. And the good thing, both of these teams, their running backs do a great job of reading that lead blocker and knowing when to make the cut. And obviously Blayton did a good job again there, protecting the football, and huge gain.
Mari Graham got the tackle, but it took him holding on for about 15 yards to make it. Here goes Reed again. Breaking 3 or 4 more tackles, down near a first down.
Coach Holbert saying, hey, we just reeled off a large gain on that previous play. Let's run the same thing again. And that time, Circleville on the left side there did a great job. Whoever their left end is did a great job of keeping that play inside and blowing it up a little bit. Obviously, still a nice gain, though, on first down for Logan Elm.
That's going to do it for the third quarter, and much to the chagrin of the linemen who, you always want the quarter to end with you about at midfield so you don't have to go all the way down to the other end.
Well, this can be a huge change in the game if Circleville can find a way to stop this drive, whether they get 3 points, if Logan Elm gets 3 points, or Circleville's able to somehow get the ball back. But this is going to determine the outcome of this game, in my opinion, is what is one of the teams going to do here? Is it going to be a score, or is Circleville going to be able to get a stop?
Yeah, you feel like if Logan Elm punches this thing in and makes it a 3-touchdown game, that you can turn the lights out.
Makes it really tough. Makes it really tough on on an offense predicated to wanting to run the football first. But hey, I know Coach Evans, and I know he has the ability. He's got players with the ability to move quickly if they have to. So
a couple weeks ago, after that tough loss to Heath, the game against Westfall was canceled. They picked up Heath, lost 45-0. And Coach Evans talking after the game about how it was important for them to not backpedal as a program that hasn't had a lot of success over the last several years, and all the progress that they'd made in the offseason and trying to build up the numbers and get the top athletes from the school to want to play football again. It's tough to do that when you haven't won a lot of games over the the recent history, but Steve Evans has won a lot of football games at a lot of places over the last many years.
You're right. He's going to get these kids back out and playing. If their numbers have been down, the numbers are going to be up. And the positivity that it generates, you can just tell this Circleville team is different than it was a couple years ago.
Handoff here, no surprise. Back to Blayton Reed. He's near the first down. And they tell him to move the chains.
They're moving them. And, again, if I'm Logan Elm here, I'm taking my time. Looks like maybe Circleville has a player down.
Maybe some of the heat beginning to take a toll. You know, those guys in the trenches have been battling it out the whole game. Looks like another cramp. They work on making sure players are hydrated throughout the week. You can't hydrate on Friday. And even with all that effort, you still have this every now and then. And you see it all the way up through, even some of the most well-conditioned athletes in the world. Just kind of part of the deal.
Can't beat that humidity. Still pretty humid today and over the course of this week. But you're right, it's definitely something you got to take seriously. Eating right, drinking plenty of fluid, and obviously not the day of the game. That's got to start Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So, but it still can happen.
Michael Clark being helped up there. Looks to be okay. He'll sit out for a play or two.
So I'm sure Coach Holbert is probably relaying the message to his players, protect the football. This is a time where, as a defensive coach, you're probably saying, hey, in order to generate something, we probably want to try and hack at that football and try and jar it loose. So Logan Elm's got to take care of the football. If they're going to continue to run it, make sure that that doesn't happen.
Two running backs back there with the quarterback this time. Reed getting the edge. Near the pylon.
I think they're going to mark him just short.
They say he stepped out at maybe the 3-yard line, and a flag is thrown on the sideline. Something after the play. They mark him at the 2, it looks like.
Yeah, I did not see an infraction there at the end, but maybe right after the whistle was blown.
It was definitely late when you ever see the official on the sideline throw the flag straight up in the air.
Number 9 on the defense. We have to miss the goal. It'll be first down.
That's Omari Graham. All right, so it was spotted at the 2. They'll move it to the 1. And first down and goal for the Braves, trying to put this game away with just under 11 and a half minutes left. That Circleville offense not really built to score a bunch of points in a hurry. They want to play with the lead. And now trying to make sure everything's squared away here for the Braves. That play clock running down to 3. And Garrett Summers takes it himself for a touchdown.
There seemed to be some confusion there. Garrett was looking over at the sideline at Coach Holbert, and I think Coach just said, hey, stick with it. Stick with what we got.
What are the chances that that was by design to make Circleville think that we don't know what we're doing here and then try to run up there and catch them by surprise?
You know, you always want to say that was the case, but
they did something similar on that 4th down conversion earlier, you know.
Yeah. You know, last second, he goes up under center and sneaks it, So
their last extra point attempt was blocked. So Braun 1 for 2 in this game. 25-zip is the score, and the offense will stay out here. Two receivers either way looking to spread out this defense. Probably for a run. They go with the option. Summers will tuck it himself, and he's into the end zone for the 2-point. And a late flag flies after that one.
I'm not sure if that was a design keep or, I mean, there was a lead blocker there, so.
Looked like he was keeping the pitch open until he decided to tuck it and run.
Yeah.
But not sure there was a pitch man out there.
I didn't see one there.
So we'll see what the penalty is. Looked like after the play was over again.
Yep.
Logan Elm confident that
Personal foul. Number 50, the defense. And 50 yards, you want the kickoff.
so they'll assess it on the kickoff. Did they say 52?
I think they
Because
did.
Tate DeBoard is over there standing on the sideline with his helmet off saying, well, wait a minute.
Yeah, he couldn't have been involved in that one.
Sometimes they get the numbers wrong.
Yeah.
11:20 left here. Third score of the game, all from Logan Elm. They got a 1-yard touchdown run from Garrett Summers with 7:48 left in the first quarter. Went up 7-0 after the Braun kick, and then 5:01 left in the first half. Summers hit Tanner Holbert for an 11-yard touchdown pass. The kick was blocked, and the 13-0 lead went into the half and into the fourth quarter. 11:20 left in this game. Garrett Summers with his second 1-yard touchdown run of the night, and then he runs it in for the 2-point conversion to make it 21-0. And the Braves will get to kick it off from Circleville territory here as Jude Braun comes back out. Senior kicker almost had a touchdown grab earlier, had it fall right between his hands as it got through some traffic. Does a little bit of everything.
I wonder if Jude's a soccer player. I didn't see if he was on the soccer roster, but I want to say that I've seen his name in the paper as being a part of the soccer team as well. But yeah, just doing a little bit of everything.
We'll just put that one through the end zone in high school football as soon as it breaks the plane. There's nothing you can do about it. So they'll bring that one back out to the 20. I think my favorite thing about Jude Braun is he's 5'8", 135 pounds, listed as a tight end.
Hey, some of those guys have the biggest hearts, you know. Put him in there at tight end, and like you said, he's about making a touchdown catch and, you know, doing whatever he can to help his team win. So,
well, Circleville's got some work to do. 11:20 left, down 3 scores.
they're going to have to move at warp speed here is what I would call it. Very efficient runs or passes, get to the line quick.
Moats will throw it quickly, and it's dropped out there. I think that was Kelly as things get a little chippy after the play. Kelly's worked the sideline a lot here for Circleville, but he just hasn't been able to haul in some of those catches I think he probably would like to have a second opportunity at. Had 8 catches for 103 yards coming in. 6'3" senior.
Big kid.
Yeah,
big kid.
Looks the part for sure out there.
Definitely.
So second down and 10 here. We'll hand it off, and Angelo Travis has nowhere to run.
And Logan Elm is staying in their man-to-man defense here, not really doing any type of prevent. They're just still lining up and saying, "Hey, we're gonna stay after you here," and it worked out good for them there.
They basically said, "We don't think you can throw the ball against us, and we're going to come after you."
I guess not. Thing is,
of course,
though,
when you have a 3-touchdown lead with 11 minutes left in the game, you can have that.
Exactly.
If you get burnt once or twice, you're still up.
But you don't want to be too careful. Scotty has a great arm, and he's got a couple receivers that can stretch the field.
Moats by far the leading yard getter for this Circleville offense, as that one is too tall, trying to find Wyatt Thatcher on the sideline. And that'll bring up 4th down and 12. Moats, 510 total yards through 4 games coming in. The next most was 366 by the running back, Angelo Travis. Or excuse me, he had 144. He had 366 more yards than Angelo Travis. It helps when I can read my own writing.
Well, those are two guys that are able to provide a large part of that offense, and when you're holding them down a little bit, makes a big difference.
Good punt. We'll bounce and take a big Circleville bounce And that'll roll inside the 30-yard line before it's touched down with 10:14 left here in the fourth quarter. You know, the 21-0 lead for Logan Elm, getting the football back, you can look at that punt that took that big roll and say, hey, that just means we can take more time off the clock on this long drive, try to put this thing away.
Yeah, and another thing to do is avoid something bad happening there. You know, that the returner could muff that kick, and Circleville could recover it. That could have been something from the sideline saying, hey, we're not even going to catch this thing. So go time now for Circleville. They need to really be thinking, going after the football. Let's take some chances to knock this thing loose. You know, running backs, let's hold them up so other guys can come in. You work on those drills every day in practice, creating turnovers. So that's what Circleville has to do, and Logan Elm's got to protect it.
3 receivers and a wing back here. It goes to the running back, Michael Bach, who shakes a man at the line of scrimmage and picks up a few yards along the sideline.
And a huge key, too, is to stay in bounds. That's another thing that I'm sure Coach Evans, Coach Holbert harp on with their players, is to understand game situations like this, you know, when you want to have that clock continue to tick.
We got another player down here maybe with a cramp this time for Logan Elm.
Tell you what, they're keeping the trainers busy tonight.
Yeah, they've certainly been working hard. You know, big thank you to Joe Lombardo next to us here, helping us out with those halftime stats. He was my freshman football coach at Taves Valley, and I remember we were playing at Fairfield Union. You talk about knowing game situations. We were up by 3, back down at our own 4 or 5 yard line, and he called us over and he said, hey, we're going to snap the ball to the punter. You run around in the back of the end zone as long as you can, and then when anybody gets close to you, just step out of the back and we'll kick it off from the 35. And I thought, man, that's the smartest thing I've ever heard.
At first, you may think it's a weird thing to hear, and then you look back and say, wow.
One by one that day.
Glad you had a coach that understood that.
And it's fun when you can pick up those little things from coaches throughout the years and how you can learn the game kind of piece by piece, and you learn how to think and situationally. It's one of the harder things to do, I would think, as a coach, to get your players to think situationally.
No doubt. No doubt.
2nd down and 8 here. Off to Carson Summers in the flat, out to the 35-yard line and maybe a hair more. Bring up 3rd down and short.
It's a nice play call there. Circleville starting to stack the box a little bit, and we always called bubble plays kind of like a layup in basketball. It's almost a stretched out run play. You know, as long as you're staying in bounds, making the completion, that's a nice little gain for them.
Inside 9 minutes left here in this one, and we'll make a decision about where our next live stream will be coming up here probably in a couple of weeks. We'll let you know in plenty of time. Blayton Reed on the handoff here, getting pushed forward by his teammates as now Circleville tries to pull him backward, but his forward progress got close to the 40. Needed the 39 for a 1st down.
It'll be close again. I don't know. Is he on the other side of that?
The whole football is between the 39 and the 40. It looks like the 1st down marker's at the 39, so looks like they're going to measure it.
I got a note here, Jake, from a former coach and teacher of mine, saying that Jude Braun was also a state qualifier on the track team in the 4x4.
Yeah, not surprised.
Daggone. Dude does everything.
Well, you take an athlete and they'll compete in whatever you throw them into.
I'll tell you, I feel comfortable as a coach if I have guys like that.
Yeah. You'll take the guys a little bit undersized if they can compete like that. And Logan Elm's done a nice job. They've moved the ball well. Obviously, plenty of things to clean up, but as a coach, that's what you like, right? You
as always,
get the win and still have plenty to coach your guys up about.
Absolutely, and for both teams, you're going to come into film tomorrow morning, and like I said earlier, it's a rivalry game, so it means a little bit more. But hey, you got to come in the next morning, take a look at that film, and learn from the mistakes.
Hand off here to Reed, and he spins out of a tackle in the backfield. He's got room. Summers, the quarterback, coming out to put in a block. Still there on the sideline, gets popped there by Omari Graham, but a first down on a nifty run by Blayton Reed.
Yeah, total change of direction there, and got the quarterback out there. I always hold my breath if I'm seeing Scotty Moats or Garrett Summers out there. I'm telling them, hey, get out of the way.
And that hit may have hurt a lot for Blayton Reed, but whenever you get popped like that, the first thing that goes into your head is get up and go back to the huddle as fast as you can. Don't let him see it hurt.
And that was a heck of a pop there by Graham coming from the backside on his pursuit angle.
Really
He's a physical player.
Really good run there by Reed. Continues his good night. 1st and 10 here for the Braves. It'll be Summers himself. Slips a couple of tacklers and stopped around the line of scrimmage and then taken over the pile. And I got to believe, well, you would think a penalty flag would come in there.
Sometimes that happens there when the back gets held up.
Sure.
Guys coming in. I saw a couple Circleville players come in trying to hit at the ball, and hey, that's what they're being told to do because that's what they need is a turnover. So,
pretty good restraint there too, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
The official had his microphone on there as he was telling the players, hey, stay together. Don't let this thing get out of control.
And that's a good job by the white hat there, making sure, and I'm sure his other teammates on his staff are relaying the same message. You don't want anything crazy to happen in the last couple minutes of what's been a pretty clean game.
Low snap there that never really got off the ground, and a heads-up play by Carson Summers, who is lined up as the wingback. Able to jump on that one quickly. We'll take him back near the original line of scrimmage. Yeah, play before too. It looks like he's taken down really late, but there's bodies all over the ground, and you got the running back wrapped up. You might trip over somebody and fall down, so good restraint there not to just automatically throw the flag.
Yep, definitely.
Keep things moving. You get to this point of the game, trying to get to the end. Logan Elm taking their time. Summers wants to go deep, and he kind of threw it in between two guys there. I think he was trying to find Ethan Smith on the sideline, but Tanner Holbert turned around. He was running a post route. He said, hey, man, I was wide open down the middle of the field.
Yeah, and Circleville secondary kind of sat on those routes there, so I'm not sure if Blayton saw something late he didn't like or what it was, but definitely a big stop for Circleville there to hopefully get this football back.
Jude Braun back out to punt this thing away. Oh, we got some pressure there. Just
Definitely
snuck it through. Thatcher will let it roll, and they down it down around the 2-yard line. A good effort there from the Braves to get down there. Cameron Miller among the red jerseys down there to put that one inside the 5.
Great hustle, and you know Circleville looked like they came with the full house there, and I thought the guy coming through A-gap there might have a chance to block that thing, but brought the house, and that meant the Logan Elm coverage team could get down there quicker than they usually do. And boy, it's a big special teams play whenever you can punt and your opponent is starting inside their own 5.
5:56 left on the fourth quarter clock here, and Circleville kind of back where they were during the first quarter of this football game. Constantly inside their own 10-yard line. Moats will throw it out of the end zone here, and that one goes off the hands off of his intended receiver. Is that Kelly there on the far side?
It was. Just hadn't been able to quite get on the same page tonight.
Oh, his throw's not quite where they need to be. Not far off.
No. But just enough for either the defender to make a play on it or to stop the receiver.
So a timeout here by Circleville. There was a penalty there also apparently that was declined. So it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Not sure. It looks like Coach Evans just called that timeout to bring his guys together, which we saw from Coach Holbert earlier. So not sure what the message might be, but I think both teams, you know, you heard it from the referee, you're probably hearing it from the coaching staffs to let's keep our heads here.
So 2nd down and 10 from the 4-yard line. It says the 4-yard line on the scoreboard. It sure looks like the 2. The ball is inside the extra point stripe.
Yeah, it looks like the marker.
Now they changed it to the 2, yeah.
Okay.
The marker
looks like he's
is
set
at
up
the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
Now the official's walking over saying maybe that they need to fix it. Oh, they brought the ball out.
Oh, they declined it. I'm sorry. I was thinking they accepted it. That would have been half
So it
the
would have
distance.
been half the distance, and now they brought it back out.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
That makes sense. That penalty was kind of an afterthought there. Circleville had called the timeout and kind of run off toward their sideline, and then they announced that there was a penalty. So a short gain there on 2nd down. A little bit surprised. I know the offense for Circleville is not built to, bust the big plays through the air or anything like that, but a little bit surprised that they're not maybe trying to open things up here a little bit and get the ball down the field. Those runs kind of between the guards.
Yeah, and that may be something for Coach. He's maybe trying to set something up, not really sure.
And a flag here.
Like they had a guy run off late, broke the huddle with 12.
I don't think Wyatt Thatcher had made it off the field yet. The other part about that too is they're down inside the 5-yard line, and Thatcher is trying to run out of bounds at an angle to about the 25, 30-yard line.
Just run off.
Just run straight down to the sideline, shortest distance, get off the field as fast as you can. So it's little things like that. A little teaching moment.
Sure.
Inside 5 minutes left here. Moats to throw it. Has a man there. Thatcher nearly made the catch over the back of the defender. Ethan Smith on the coverage for Logan Elm, and good coverage there along the sideline.
And that kind of reminded me of the Giants-Patriots last-second catch there, the David Tyree, where he had the ball in the back of his helmet.
Yeah.
It looked like Thatcher there had it for a second, and then the Logan Elm defensive back was able to get his hand up in there and break that thing up.
Well, Circleville not really having a choice here. They've
they're
got to punt this one out of their own end zone.
Try and get this thing off quick. Not much of a rush, though.
Another good punt back at the 40. Fair caught there. And the Braves will get it with 4:42 left here on the clock, leading 21-0. Logan Elm with touchdown in the first quarter, touchdown in the second quarter, and early in the fourth. A couple of 1-yard runs from the quarterback, Garrett Summers. Summers hit Tanner Holbert for an 11-yard touchdown pass as well. One made extra point, one blocked extra point, and then a 2-point conversion makes it a 21-0 football game. And Logan Elm looks like they are well on their way to getting their first win in the MSL Buckeye this year. And looking to get back over 500 overall at 3-2. And the playoffs you might think are crazy to talk about, but they've been expanded again. Nearly half the teams in the region, depending on the region, how many teams there are in the region, make it into the playoffs, so every win is important. And stopped quickly in the backfield here. Circleville thought they had ripped it away.
I think he did.
It was close.
They're giving it to him.
Now Circleville took the ball away.
I think Nick Burns literally took the ball away from the running back.
It was Waugh who got the handoff. And they do say Circleville. No, now they're going to.
Can't tell who's coming on and who's coming.
Well, most of these guys playing two ways also, so you don't get a lot of guys.
They just switched the
out.
ball marker, so I'm assuming it is Circleville football.
So the Tigers
Man.
take a turnover, and that's pretty quick from the time they punted it. So that's a huge net gain for them. Still at their own 42-yard line, 1st and 10 here. Logan Elm's going to want to clean up some of those kind of unforced turnovers, you know?
Yeah, and that's kind of what we were discussing earlier is you don't want to have, obviously, turnovers at all, and especially late in the game where you don't want to give the other team another chance to break into this lead. So I'm sure that'll be something that Coach wants to correct moving into next week, is just understanding how much time's left. Ball security, the ball's the program, is what we always used to say. And protect that thing with whatever you can. Don't hold it like a loaf of bread.
Circleville with its second timeout. They used to have those machines that you would run through with those big rubber things, try to knock the ball out.
I think that's a thing of the past, Jake. I'm not sure if they have that anymore, bud. We're getting old.
Do they let you run through a tunnel? Maybe you could take a whack with one of those forearm shivers?
I was going to say, they make some pretty cool things nowadays that coaches
that thing was
can get.
old when I was in high school.
Yeah. Yep.
Toss there to the near side, not going anywhere. Some players with a little wider jerseys starting to get into the game here.
Coach Evans is getting some of his younger guys in here, which is, a thing for. I always look at it as it's for your future too.
Sure.
Especially if you're down and not able to come back to have a chance to win the game. Get these guys under the lights and let them understand what this feels like especially against a rival.
And not often do you get to play 4 or 5 minutes in a varsity game either. It's 30 seconds here or there. They'll give it straight ahead. It's Austin Gray now in a quarterback.
I watched Austin in warm-ups, and I'll tell you, he throws a nice little ball, and you can tell he's got good prowess there with his reads and when to hand it and when to keep it. Looks like he manages the huddle pretty well.
I think that was Lane Adams on the carry there. They announced Camden Red on the tackle, but he's injured. Camden standing down there on the sideline for Logan Elm with a sling on his left arm. Gray throws it incomplete, low for Aiden Reedy. Good coverage again there for the Braves. Now part of it too is for Logan Elm, the varsity starter guys that are on the sideline now. They're rooting on that defense to try to keep that 0 on the board.
Something you take pride in. It's might be a goal, a weekly goal that you get a sticker for.
When you're a young guy too, you get into the game late. You want to keep that 0 out there for the older guys. So Circleville punted away again here. And Kelly, who's done a nice job punting for the Tigers tonight, will roll that thing down to the 20.
Yeah, even that one, that was his worst punt of the night as far as hang time, and that thing still rolled 15, 16 yards from where it hit.
He had a 60-yarder earlier in this game.
His average is going to be...
He was averaging about 28 yards through 4 weeks, but he's going to jump that thing up a little bit here. 2:51 left. We won't stick around too long after this game ends. And again, plenty of coverage over at SosaOhio.com from the area's games each and every week and throughout the week for all the other sports as well. Players of the week and photo galleries from games. All kinds of good stuff over there, and it's free. SosaOhio.com, and it's free thanks in part to all of our many sponsors, including Bo Lacey Construction. We got a chance to chat with Scott Richards from Bo Lacey Construction earlier in this game. And a big thank you to them and all of our other sponsors for making Southern Ohio Sports Authority a thing. And taking their time here to come out after the change of possession.
Getting some more guys in there, both sides. A little extra water.
This is where you start calling the game off the numeric chart versus the the spotter board. It's like Logan Elm will go with Aaron Walters at quarterback. He's gotten a little more time than maybe Coach Holbert would have liked to have seen tonight because of a brief injury to Summers. And I believe that is Jude Palmer, freshman. Oh, they say it's Bach.
Bach, yep. Well, that's big for Walters to come in when he did. It wasn't like it was here at the end of the game only. He had to step in at a time where
still a 2-score game at that time.
It's a lot of game left, and he did a great job coming in and commanding that offense, making sure that they didn't miss a beat with Summers on the sideline.
Talk about the future being in right now. Logan Elm does not have many seniors. Now, one of those is their quarterback, Garrett Summers. Ethan Smith, one of their receivers, obviously a big role in this offense as well, another senior. But there aren't many on this roster, at least among the guys who play a lot. Ryan Miller, another one. But a lot of sophomores, a lot of freshmen, handful of juniors in there for the Braves as well. And it's a team that's going to be able to continue to build over the next couple of seasons.
And when you have a small amount of seniors this year, like Logan Elm does, it forces younger guys into leadership roles, and they have to take upon that that time that is when their name's called. Hey, it's time to make sure that you're doing the right thing at the right time, on and off the field. So
you fake the handoff, throw it out here to the sideline. It's caught, but nowhere to go there. Gavin Hoover, a freshman, making the grab. So lost a yard there, be 4th and 11.
Looking down too, Jake, at Circleville's roster, they've got some guys that can play that are underclassmen too.
Yeah.
So they got Angelo coming back. Parker's a junior. Scotty's a junior. Got a couple guys up front that Coach Evans is playing that are young guys too. So
30 seconds and counting left in this one. Logan Elm's done a good job to bleed this clock. Not snapping the ball before 5 seconds left on the play clock. And this one bounces at the 50 and rolls into Circleville territory with 10 seconds left, 11 seconds left on the clock. So Circleville get one, maybe two plays, depending on what they run. And this one will be in the book as Logan Elm leads 21-0. And they will go to 3-2 on the season. They'll even things up in the MSL Buckeye at 1-1. Circleville will lose its third straight game and go to 2-3. And the Tigers will go to 0-2 in the league. Again, Circleville back home next week against Amanda Clear Creek. And Logan Elm starts a 2-game trip at Fairfield Union next week and then Liberty Union on October 1st.
No time to rest.
Get back in the weight room tomorrow, have a look at the tape, and get ready for next Friday. Couple of yards there, and that'll be the final play of the game. So Logan Elm gets the win tonight. They basically are in full control from the start. They score on the opening drive of the game. Garrett Summers with 2 one-yard runs. He had an 11-yard pass to Tanner Holbert. And the Braves beat the Circleville Tigers 21-0. Evan, it was fun to hang out with you here for a couple hours.
Jake, I appreciate it. And for my first game to be back here for Such a great rivalry. It was good to see both teams come out and, again, got chippy there at the end, but hey, that's a rivalry game, and they ended well. Both teams did, and both play hard, got a lot of respect for these coaching staffs, and, you wish them nothing but the best of luck going forward.
Absolutely. So, again, Logan Elm now 3-2, back over 500 on the season. They're 1-1 in the MSL. Buckeyes Circleville now 2-3, 0-2. Tough games on the horizon for both teams and throughout the rest of this season, but it'd be exciting to see how these two teams continue to improve throughout the rest of the year. We thank you for tuning in here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority. You'll be able to come back and check out this game throughout the rest of the season as well over on our YouTube page. You can just search Southern Ohio Sports Authority and check out all the games that we stream, no matter what sports season it is, as Logan Elm hoists the trophy, the winners of this year's Backyard Brawl. Logan Elm 21, Circleville nothing. For Evan Blake, Jacob Wise saying so long from Logan Elm High School. The Braves take it 21-0 over the Tigers. Check out SosaOhio.com tomorrow morning for full coverage of high school football from around the area. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.